Condition of the sheets in the mattress indicate that someone else was in the bed with Amanda just before she died. That's A.
What's B?
B is I'm supposed to tell you you're breaking in a new partner in on this.
Partner again?
Yeah, some cat he's on loan from dope. Real burnout, on the ragged edge.
Oh, perfect. Gun!
Raj, meet your new partner.
I'm too old for this shit.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Lethal Geeks podcast, episode 12. I'm your host, Phil, also known as Costello, Sergeant Riggs. And I got my partner. Well, sorry, my partner is taking the night off. Shout out to you, Charles. But I got Leo Getz with me, RawkTalks.
What's going on, guys? Hope you all had a fantastic couple weeks. Thank you for joining us once again. And dude, I'm looking in this chat and it looks like we got a full house tonight.
We got a full house.
Check it out.
Let's see who's in the chat tonight. Dennis, welcome back, brother. How you doing? We got Oracle Clock Tower. Hello, Oracle.
Nice to see you here. I think so. Yeah.
First time. Yep. Awesome. Socks. Thank you for joining us, Socks. We will get you in the channel. We spoke already. You will be in there one day. Don't worry. We got you. Trevor H. What's up, Outlaws?
Thank you for being here as well, buddy.
I like that. Kaiju Crazy Craig. What's up? Awesome. Outlaw. A lot of outlaws here.
For the Snyderverse guy.
How you doing? Callie, my man.
Nice to see you, South Cali guy.
I love Callie. I fucking love South Cali. What a fucking good soldier.
Oh, that dude is like one of the hearts of this fandom, bro. Like he's been putting in the work. He puts in a lot of work. South Cali guy needs his credit when it's due. Thank you, South Cali guy.
Yes, shout out to you. Much love. Who else is here?
Tyler Shaw.
You, what's going on? Mama Bear. Showing some love. My co-host hit 3K, and the solution is tonight.
Dude, you say her name and you blush.
I do. Mama Bear, I can't avoid it. I'm sorry. Sue me, guys. Anyway, much love to you. Who else we got here? Chris Brown. What's up, good people? Yes, sir. Director. Shout out to CS, the director. Thank you very much for joining us, director. What's going on? Venkata, welcome back. Absolutely. Okay, should I?
Do it. Do it.
Curly, you asked for this, dude. You asked for it. Hold on. We love you, Curly. That's all.
Do it. Oh,
love you, Curly. Much love. All right, beyond the night. Let's fucking go, battalion. Absolutely. Sergeant, how you doing, Sergeant? We've got a party of followers in the chat tonight. What's up,
my fellow renegades?
Geeks podcast. Absolutely. King Donkey Kong.
King is here, baby. Welcome to the podcast, King Kong. Thank you.
Yes. We got who else? 9 Lives and Hell here. Hello there.
Hello.
How you doing? Who else here?
Demi Ray Era.
Am I saying it right?
I think so.
Oh, who's here?
Super Bro.
Batman.
Give Godzilla feathers.
Joker's wild. What's popping?
Awesome, dude. Full house. Holy.
We got a full house.
This is awesome, guys. Thank you so much.
Everybody in the chat for joining us. tonight because we have a lot to talk about tonight because this was such a great freaking week for Snyder fans.
That it was, dude.
Carrie Kelly, beautiful people. Amen.
Exactly.
Thank you for joining us. So, guys, for real, we want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts. I know Charles is not with us tonight, but I'm sure he will watch this later and laugh his ass off how we make fun of myself. Because, yeah.
You got roasted last week.
I got roasted last time. I got roasted.
Good.
Crazy. You know what? I'm easy to mock. So, hey, go for it, guys. Everything's out with love. So, anywho, we want to thank you all for joining us every 2 weeks. Our subscription has grown. We're over 250 now, so we're halfway to getting monetized. So much love, much appreciation. So please, all of you who are new to the channel, please like, share, and subscribe every 2 weeks. It's a full house. It's a party. We're all fans here. All geeks and Snyder fans are welcome. Yeah. I don't care about your politics. I don't care about your religion. I don't care where you are in the world. If you speak English, Spanish, Portuguese, I don't care. If you're a geek, if you're a fan, and if you are a Snyder fan, not just of his DC, but everything Snyder related.
This is the podcast you need to be at.
This is the show. This is the podcast to be. Amen. All right. So tonight we got a few guests coming in. But before that, rules of the platform. Leo, please explain to our newcomers the rules.
Rules of the platform, guys, are very simple. We just keep it geek talk. That's it. We keep it geek talk. We're respectful. We're respectful to the people on the panel. We're respectful in the chat. Okay? Once that respect goes out the window, so will you guys. We'll be banning you left, right, and center if that's the case, because we're not tolerating that kind of stuff. We stay respectful to everybody. Everybody has their voice. Everybody gets heard. If you guys can follow those rules, that's really all you need to know.
And if you see this, means you're out.
Diplomatic community.
It's just been revoked.
I love that scene.
Now, mind you, just because Charles isn't here, we're still gonna boom. All right. So before we start the party, Leo Getz, please remind our distinguished guests that are new to the channel what we have cooking.
What we got cooking. All right. Awesome. Perfect, guys. So what we're doing is, if you guys don't know yet, we have started our Lethal Geeks Christmas giveaway. All right. So what we're doing is we're asking you guys to go on our social media pages, our Twitter, our Instagram, our YouTube community page, and there's a photo there. This photo right here that Phil pulled up. And all you got to do is make sure you're following the Lethal Geeks on that platform and like the post. You do that, and you guys will be entered for a chance to win a Nightmare McFarlane Batman figure and the deluxe editions of Action Comics, 80 Years of Superman, and Detective Comics, 80 Years of Batman.
Right here, guys. Right here.
Right there, guys.
Could be other way around. This baby could be yours.
Exactly. So get on our social medias, get on our Twitter, get on our X. Those posts are highlighted. All you have to do is like the post. Make sure you're following us. Very, very simple. And we will be announcing a winner on the very first podcast of the new year, which is January 4th. We're going to announce the winner live on the Lethal Geeks podcast.
Thank you very much, Leo Getz. So
that's what I'm here for.
That's awesome. I'm prepared tonight. I'm prepared.
I was waiting for Sid to say something. I was waiting.
Know, right? I was wondering, like, where is he? Like, he's always okay. Anywho, all right. So, Levy. Alrighty. So, we have wait, where's the okay, so yeah. Now we have two brothers that are part of this community that have their own channel, that they talk everything also geek nerd related. They're big Batman fans. They're big Snyderverse fans. They're big kaiju fans as well. And we're going to ask which one is which? Is it Team Kong or Team Godzilla? I'm Team Kong. I'm telling you right now. I'm Team Kong. So, without further ado, the Bat Channel.
Hey,
Trey and Corey.
Yeah, buddy, let's go.
Already
starting.
Damn
right, Trey. Damn right. Hey, how's it going?
Welcome, guys. Thank you for joining us tonight. Your presence is greatly appreciated. I have a feeling this is going to be an awesome show. Thank you guys so much once again.
Thanks for having us, man. We're excited. You know, it's good to get the dust off and do some shows again. So thank you. Thanks so much for the invite.
Yeah, Trey, where have you been?
Hanging out with you for Thanksgiving, you know, dealing with my wife's pregnancy, you know, that sort of shit.
God, Trey,
That's right.
Expected. Congratulations, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
You guys
Trust
know
me, bro. Your whole world changes once you become a dad. I'll tell you that much.
That's what people keep telling me. In fact, one dude at my work was like, "Oh, you're going to be a parent now?" It's just like, "Yeah." He's just like, "Say goodbye to that YouTube channel." I was like, "Oh."
I'm sure you'll find a good balance, bro. It's all it takes. You got to balance it all out.
Or is it still too early?
What's that? Sorry.
Do you know what you're gonna have, or is it still too early? Okay.
So crazy to give me shit about this because I was supposed to post on Twitter on our channel about what the gender was, and it got crazy. So I just it just didn't happen. So Corey's giving me shit about it. It's a girl.
Awesome. Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
So gender reveal.
It's a bit of a shock.
I'll get that. I will get that shotgun ready for you. No worries.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, no, all of us, like Sarah and I, were both hoping and expecting a boy, and when we saw the smoke turn pink, it was like, oh shit.
That sounds like you guys did a really cool reveal, man. That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Congratulations, brother. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
So, gentlemen,
why you're gonna know why, you know.
So, gentlemen, tell us. This is the first time here with the Lethal Geeks. I know we've been trying to get you guys here for a while because obviously everyone's schedule is crazy. So I'm very grateful to having you guys here because we have been talking for a long time. I've been a supporter of your channel for a long time since the release the Snyder Cut days. So I'm very grateful and honored to have you guys in here. I consider you also friends and members of the community, so much appreciated.
Yep.
And I want to know, how'd you guys start it? Because this is the first question that we always ask people when they come into to our channel. Hence, we call it a fan's journey. How did it all start? How did you guys get into the geek hood? What was your like? Let's start with Corey. Let's start with you first, Corey. Tell us how you got into. Yeah,
let it be first. Yep, let's go.
I'm moving over here, Trey. This is awesome. I'm going to talk first.
You're leaving the channel, finally?
I was already
That's what
looking at Trey and see, what are we going to talk about, Trey?
Batman, if you're on, do you hear this? He's choosing Lethal Geeks over you.
Bad Dad. All right, let's see. We're back.
He's there.
Oh, he's there. Oh, you leave? Okay. All right.
I think at first I'd like to say, thank you for having us on the show. I've been kind of in the background watching you guys, the Lethal Geeks podcast. You guys immediately caught my eye when I think, if I recall correctly from the first episode, RawkTalks, you made the logo and that design and everything like that. Immediately you caught my eye there. And then watching the first live stream with Sky and everything like that on there, you rocked that 24 countdown, and immediately I was like, all right, this is going to be a show that I like. This is.
Are you a Jack Bauer fan?
Oh, dude,
that's why I did it. I'm also That's why I was like, you know what? I need a countdown, but I don't want the fucking typical countdown there. But I want to do something geek. And I'm like, you know what? Who does a count? And then I remember, shit, Jack Bauer.
Exactly. Perfect. I'm so glad you did that. Every time we say "damn it" tonight, make sure the chat drinks. So that's new game tonight. Yep,
actually, we should do a drop on. We should have a Rocks. Remind me later to get a Jack Bauer drum because we're like every time, like every new stream, I try to add new drops,
add a couple new ones, yeah,
just to keep it fresh, because using the same drops over and over again, it gets bored. It gets boredom. Some are legendary that we're always going to be using, like This Is Sparta, stuff like that. But we always try to keep things fresh. So yeah, dude, absolutely.
Yeah. So super happy to be here with you guys tonight. We've been friends for a good long time. Been on in other people's chats and everything like that as well. Sad that Charles is not here today. So shout out to Charles for not making it today. But yeah, man. I guess since I'm starting it off, kind of. When I started growing up, I was immediately kind of introduced to all these different superhero characters from my dad. I hate to admit it, but like I definitely had some Batman gear stuff when I was first growing up. Was definitely into the Batman, Michael Keaton side of things. That was my Batman growing up and everything like that. So there's photos of me that I've since have shredded and burned that has me wearing a Batman shirt. So, but that love of superhero characters quickly evolved as we lived in Florida, but we had family in Illinois. And every time we would drive up to Illinois, we'd stop in Metropolis and, obviously go to all the cool little Superman signs and everything like that. And quickly I evolved into a Superman fan just because I loved that, good boy, that farmer's kid that had the powers to be able to fly around, a true superhero, not a hero support sidekick like Batman is. All he is rich. So that
tonight, boys, the Jap
tonight. They had the same mother's name,
So that's really where I started to fall in love with comic book characters. Shout out to I think Sky mentioned this on the first stream. He mentioned some Dick Tracy. I was a big Dick Tracy guy back in the day as well. So shout out to Sky for that one. So that's where I kind of started. Then obviously got into the animated series, of course, the Justice League. That grew it even more. Big fan of the original Superman, Christopher Reeves. Huge fan there. And yeah, just immediately became a big Superman fan. I don't know what the first comic book I read, but I know you guys typically ask like, what's your favorite comic book series? And I know you guys usually show some stuff around. Mm-hmm. So like, I'm all about the Man of Steel series.
Beautiful.
I love those, which, thanks to Trey, Trey got me these.
I was waiting for some credit.
Yeah. Superman's definitely my favorite character overall as far as superheroes go. He's just that
guy then. Okay.
Yeah, just that.
Now, is it now? Here's my question. So you mentioned that you are a Christopher Reeves fan.
Yes.
Now, were you always a Christopher Reeves fan, or was it Snyder's interpretation of Superman that made you a more Superman fan? Because some people, like for me, like I've always loved Superman. Yep. Superman was the first comic that I read. The first one was The Death of Superman. But the one that made me like fucking fall in love with it was Zach's interpretation. Charles also, like we've asked him like in private conversations, like, hey, so because he's the oldest of all of us, and I straight up asked him, like, okay, so Christopher Reeves, are you a fan of that interpretation? He's like, no, like nothing against Christopher Reeves, obviously that was the era, but it was Snyder's take on Superman that made him a fan. So I ask you the same question.
Sure. No, great question. I do love Christopher Reeves. I think the part that I have a slight tendency to love Christopher Reeves so much is because that was my childhood Superman. So that's where the love comes in. So there's a little bias to that. That said, Henry Cavill, Man of Steel, that just made me love him even more. So like when I really compare the two, I have him as tied as my top favorite Superman. That's I cheat that way. But another Superman, or maybe not a Superman, but kind of a Superman that really made me love the Superman character is
Don't
Tom
say
Welling.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, sorry.
Tom Welling.
Oh, Tom Welling.
Oh, yeah.
I Tom Welling has a beef with me. Sorry.
You know what? What I find when it comes to that show is like either people love it or they hate it. It's like it's always one or the other. There's really no middle ground. So
I think the chat already knows that I love Smallville, but I also have issues with things coming to an end. So I've never finished Smallville. I always get to the last season and then I start over again. So I still have yet to finish it. So not sure if he ever puts out
with me.
Spoiler alert,
I'm with you because with Smallville, I didn't watch the whole 10 seasons. I watched. I don't know, man. I went to like to the 6th one, maybe. I don't remember. No, I got bored after a while, because it's not a bad show. It's just that it's once a show goes way too long. It's kind of hard to keep attached to the audience because you got to keep the content fresh. Like with the Arrowverse, with the Flash, after the 4th season, I checked out because I was like, all right, it's way too much. The quality, we can tell the quality. You're just throwing shit just to keep us watching, So quality is important. One of the things that no, go ahead.
And sure, and I know I'm also curious too about your that's actually what I'm curious about your, because I know a lot of people, like especially on the Snyderverse side of things, we don't necessarily like how they're talking about the Snyderverse side of things, but I tried to keep that noise, that negativity away from me liking their actual show. So I do like their show. I'm also Team Lana versus Team Lois in that show as well.
Okay.
Disagrees with me too. So I figured I'd throw that out there as well. But I really want to hear this your story about Tom Welling.
All right, cool. Okay. So again, like nothing against Tom.
You told this story before too. I remember it.
Yeah, I have told it before. Yeah, because I mean, it's not my fault, but I mean, he got mad at me, so it is what it is. Nothing I can do. So okay, so as many of you know, I live in Boston, and back in the day, this was like
Cheaper by the dozen,
like cheaper, like I don't know. This must have been like 12, 13 years ago. Like it was a long time. But I used to be a bartender, okay, and I worked at Logan Airport for a couple of years. I worked at a bar inside security, so and I was the AM bartender. So like, I was the one that when you go for a fucking vacation, whatever, hey, bartender, make me a Bloody Mary. I fucking hated making Bloody Marys. I hate Bloody Marys. I hate them. But I had to fucking, I had to make them. But either way. So, and on a Sunday, I had a Sunday shift. And mind you, every airport is different in the States. I don't know about other parts of the world, but here in the U.S., every state has their own, liquor licenses, liquor laws, and everything. So in Boston, you can start serving alcohol from 8 a.m. to the last call of the flight. It was usually around 7 o'clock at night. But on Sundays, it was at that time, because then later they changed the law and they did it at 10 a.m. It was at 11 a.m. So Tom Welling shows up in my bar, and I saw a lot of celebrities. Dude, I even met fucking Peacemaker, of all people.
His name is John Cena!
When you handed him the drink, you saw him pick it up?
I don't think he saw it.
No. No.
You didn't get the joke, Phil. John Cena can't see me, can't see him. He's not.
Damn.
He's not a wrestling fan, bro, so he doesn't get it.
That's right. He was able to see right through, He was probably so confused. Like, how do you tell I'm here right now?
He's already mocking me. So Snyder's already mocking me. That's always.
Chance. I would have even responded to him. I would have walked up like, I don't see you. What are you talking about?
I wonder how many times he's gotten that too. He's probably gotten that so many times. Anyways, Phil, continue on.
Okay, so I'm working the bar. It's probably like maybe 9:30, something like that. And Tom Welling walks into my bar, and mind you, no one was in the bar. Bar was open. I mean, you could have breakfast. I just couldn't serve alcohol until 11 o'clock at that time. And he comes in wearing a cap, and he's like, "Hi, hey, good morning. Could I get a beer, please?" And I'm like, looking at it, and I'm like, I know this guy. Where have I seen this guy? And I'm like, I'm sorry, sir, the bar's closed. I can't serve any alcohol. And he looks at me. He's like, are you fucking? What are you talking about? The bar's closed. You guy was like literally pissed. Like I can see the burning eyes. Like I'm sorry. Like it's just a state law. I can't serve any alcohol until 11 a.m. So it's just if I do that, I lose my tip certified license. So it's just a state law. It's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
And I still couldn't recognize it. I'm like, I've seen this guy. It was hard for me to recognize him because he was wearing the hat. He wasn't wearing shades, but he was wearing a cap. So it took a while for me to get it. And I'm trying to be a good sport. Like, listen, I'm sorry. I know it sucks, but can I offer you something else? Offer you some breakfast. A soda, something. Just trying to be a good sport. Just trying to be a good bartender. He left so fucking pissed. Pissed. And then when he left, that's when it hit me, and I'm like, shit. I said no to Superman.
It's a fucking cheaper by the dozen there.
Oh, man. And when my boss came later in the day, it's like I was like, Richard, you're not gonna believe what just happened to me. Like, what happened to you? And I'm like, first of all, I told him, so first of all, I don't know if you know, but I'm a nerd. I'm a big DC guy. And we get celebrities all the time. Like I said, I've seen John Cena, I've seen fucking Kim Kardashian, Owen Wilson, Doc Rivers. Dude, I even met Christopher Lloyd. I met Doc Brown.
Nice.
And while I was working there, I even have a picture with him. That was a fucking honor to me. Of all the celebrities I've met, that was the one that was like, okay. That's because cool. Usually when you bartend, obviously you have to keep a level of professionalism, but also just treat them like a normal person. They already get so much shit. Celebrities get so much shit already with paparazzis and people nagging them all the time and in public places. I just learned that, you know what, just treat them like a normal person. And if the conversation opens up, great. If it doesn't, no big deal, And but with Doc Brown, I was like, I'm sorry, that one I can't. I'm sorry, I can't. I can't.
You had to geek out, eh?
That was like
such a sweet guy.
I was a bit well, I didn't serve him. So the server served him because he was having breakfast. He didn't sit in the bar, but it was just me and her because it was just two of us. And so I forgot the waitress's name, but whatever, don't matter. So she went and asked him if she told him straight up, listen, we know who you are, like you're part of our like childhood. Like, is there any chance before you leave we could take a picture? He's like, absolutely. Just if you don't mind, just let me finish my breakfast, and before I leave, I'll take a picture with all you guys. And he was kind enough to, we let him be. And mind you, he was by himself. Like there was no one else in the restaurant. So I think it was another person, but it was perfect because it wasn't a big deal because it wasn't like a full house and everybody's, oh my God, Doc Brown's here and everybody's coming in. Yeah. That type of shit we try to avoid because again, we try to respect people's time and privacy, And he paid. No, he wasn't having any booze. It was just straight up breakfast. Breakfast. So
he did have to refuse service to him, so he's good.
So he finished his breakfast, and then he took a picture with me, he took a picture with the waitress and with the cook.
Nice.
So it was a very nice touching moment for us at that time, So it was pretty cool. But that's the story with Tom Welling. So I denied Superman a drink, and he got mad at me.
Josh,
the difference between Superman and Batman, Corey, is Batman would have just bought the damn bar at that time and just grabbed his own alcohol.
What are you talking about? Batman would have been drunk already. He would have walked in sloppy wasted already.
So Trey, same question for you, brother. How did you get started?
Well, in terms of geekdom, like Corey said, dad, of course. Dad, him and I.
Before I forget, who's the oldest? Who's the youngest? Who's the baby?
Don't fucking do it, Corey. God damn it.
People ask us that question all the time.
Son of a bitch. It's because I'm more mature, Corey.
Let's take off our hat for a second, Trey. Let's take off
Don't
the hat.
do that. That's not fair.
No.
You know what that means, Corey? I just have more testosterone than you.
Wow.
It's a thing. Dad was a geek like all of us. He was into Star Trek, Star Wars, Jurassic Park, and
nice.
One of the things that he and I really liked to do, which was watch like on Saturday mornings the 1966 Adam West TV series, the reruns that they would play. And so, I mean, that's probably what started the love. I know it's nothing like most of the comics with Batman, but that translates into watching Batman Forever and even Batman and Robin with the bat nipples. So you kind of from there, you just, how do you not love the character? He's just a badass. And just even at that time for what Batman and Robin was, with that being my first theatrical experience as a kid, it was memorable. And I just remember how fun it was and just how Batman's the coolest. And, at that time I was just a movie buff though. I'd never read any of the comics. It really wasn't until 2014. With Super Bro Corey, where I actually saw Man of Steel, and when it came out in 2013, and was blown away. I've always liked Superman. I mean, he was just cool, right? Like even the Brandon Routh, but Christopher Reeve was Superman at the time. And when I heard this Man of Steel movie was coming out, I had no idea who Zack Snyder was. I just knew that I liked this person's movies. That once I was able to connect the dots.
Oh, okay. All right. So you didn't know Zack Snyder as a whole yet at that time when you saw him.
Yeah, I had no idea. Didn't recognize.
But you knew about 300 and Watchmen, but not the director.
The very first movie when we first moved here to Colorado back in 2006, 300 was the first movie I saw here with Corey. He snuck us in because it was R-rated. I think I was like 12 years old, so I couldn't have watched it. And that movie.
Well, you do look older than me, Trey. So
even then, Corey was a little girl. Just kidding.
No, you know what? Hang on, pause, because I didn't get your guys' age. I don't know if you feel comfortable revealing it. I'm just like, how old are you guys?
Corey's 75. Take a year. No, I'm 30.
Okay,
I turned 30 in May. So, Corey, if you want to give your age,
you don't remember, do you? I'm 37. So
you're 37. I knew you're 37. You're 7 years older than me.
You got 1 year on me, bro. I'm 36.
Okay,
So,
there you go.
I'm the oldest one here. I'm the oldest one in the bunch.
No way, Phil. Really?
For tonight, anyways.
Okay.
For tonight.
Yeah, Charles.
Oh my gosh.
No way does he look over 50 though, by the way.
No.
50?
Yeah.
You didn't know that?
Yeah, Charles is 52. He's 50. Yeah.
He's bullshitting.
Bro. Telling you. They don't crack, bro. They don't crack.
Black don't crack. That's believe it when they say that, believe it.
It's the truth, bro.
Damn, well that's some good genes.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it wasn't I saw Man of Steel and was like blown away by it. It was like the first time I think, other than like the Batman Dark Knight trilogy, the Man of Steel movie, I walked out of the theater and was like, it was like the first time I came out and was like thinking about a movie, like actually like trying to break it down and analyze it because it was so deep. And because of that moment, I was like, dude, I'm really into this. And I was like, and I think I need to like start walking the walk and talking the talk, because I know all the movies. I've seen every Batman animated film. I watched the Batman animated series and Justice League Unlimited growing up. I really wanted to read a comic. And for my birthday that year, in 2014, Corey did a brand new comic book shop, Hall with Justice. Got to give a shout out to my guys. John, I love you guys for always hooking me up.
Shout out to you guys.
Corey went to this store and asked him, like, hey, like what's a really great comic to like get someone started on? He loves Batman. Like, what do you got for me? And he's like, I want something special. And he handed him a Des O'Neill, Neil Adams, Batman 251, that famous Joker cover with the card and Batman coming out of the card. And
nice.
That is like it was like the kind of the reinvention of the Joker at that moment to kind of become the Joker that we all know.
That we know now, yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that kicked it off. And like, what a crazy good comic to start off with, because I actually had the opportunity to meet Neil Adams before he passed away at one of the Denver Comic-Cons. Yeah. And
nice.
I had him sign it. And he said something to me that like hit so heavy that day, which was, as I handed it to him, he was like, pretty impressed with how good of quality it was in, and he just looked at me. He's like, "Did you even read it?" Like thinking I was just there to get it signed. And I just looked at him straight in the eyes. I was like, "Yes, sir." He's like, "Good, that's what it's for, damn it." And then he signed his name on it. I was like, I love this dude, and for that reason, I'll never get that comic CGC just because I still like to open it very carefully. Open it up, but it just kind of opened my world, and I remember just going back to Hall of Justice comics and doing the same thing that Corey did, which was like, hey man, like get me into this world, like show me everything that I can like learn, and some of the best Batman comics out there. And the very next series my guy John handed me was The Dark Knight Returns by Frank Miller.
Nice.
And
Rocks!
I'm pulling it out right now because I just picked this up this week, guys.
Hold on. Let me highlight you. Hold on. Look at that.
Oh yeah, man, beautiful.
Nice.
Beautiful. Absolute Dark Knight. Yes. Oh.
So I've wanted this book for years. I've been waiting to pick this one up, and I finally had the opportunity to. And thank you to Phil. He was the one who gave me the opportunity to pick this up. But yeah.
You're being too modest, dude.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm so happy I got this. Like I literally waited years to get this book. It's been on my list for a long, long time. I'm slowly but surely starting to make my way through it. And yeah.
Isn't it like a cool thing? I've been blessed with Sarah's dad. He's a big comic book collector as well, but he's for the Marvel side. So him and we're always competing with each other. But having someone like him and I who kind of like, he has this long history of Fantastic Four comics, Spider-Man, X-Men, like his collection's insane.
Just because Socks mentioned it in the chat, so I wanted to pull it up.
Batman Year One, sweet. Yeah, see, his collection's insane. I always love when you read on social media from the Snyder haters where they're like, Snyder fans don't read comics, and I just turn around.
Yeah. Oh, bro. Yeah. Me and Phil have gotten into it with a few people on Twitter over this.
Yeah. It was with Fatal J. Fatal J,
that's right.
Fatal J gave us gave me shit once was because I didn't like.
He said we weren't comic book fans. He said that exact thing.
Right. He said we weren't comic book fans.
And then both me and Phil bust out the camera and like, we're not comic book fans. We literally showed off our collection. Like, you sure? Yeah. I'm like, Fatal J, you're more than welcome to show off yours. Till this day, he still hasn't.
It's literally my most recent pull.
All right, I've been wanting. Okay, Trey is okay. I'm. A lot of people are telling me read Absolute Batman. I'm being hesitant because I know it's a multiverse story, and I know things just like, for instance, Gotham by Gaslight. It is Bruce Wayne, but it's a different. I just can't get the freaking axe, dude, and the implement. It's just an aesthetic.
Dude, I hear it's a great run.
I've been hearing that too. But again, it's the aesthetic for me that it's just turning me off. That's what it is. Because I know it's a multiverse story. Yeah. I know that's not the real Bruce Wayne that we know and love and grew up with, and is going to be our Bruce Wayne iteration. But it's just the aesthetic of it. That's just the one thing. But story wise, how's it go? Tell me about it, Trey.
I haven't read too much because I just picked it up recently, but from the first issue so far, it's fascinating. I think if anything, what it shows is anytime you get these people who are like, well, this is not comic book accurate, this is shit, and to me, it's like, it's a DC established a long time ago a multiverse. Anything is possible with our characters. Whether you like it or not, there's something for everybody in that, and is it fascinating that they kind of took away Batman's superpower of his wealth? Yeah, it is kind of intriguing. I do find it funny that he's kind of this hulking brute like Ben Affleck's Batman, and people are going for it. And it's an interesting run so far. I've heard a lot of people say that some are digging it, some are hating it. but the one that everyone seems to be like really digging is the Absolute Wonder Woman. A lot of the I was chatting with some of the comic book guys at Hall of Justice, and they were all raving about it. So
I've heard good things about that one too.
Yeah,
so I just got the All In Here, the crossover.
Nice.
I haven't started reading it yet. So because my in my comic book shop, Bob, because I asked him the same question, Bob. I love Batman. You know I love Batman. A lot of the shit I've behind my wall, I bought it from his store. But I told him the same thing I told you guys. To me, it's an aesthetic thing. It's not the story, because I know the story. It's multiverse stories. It's just the design. It just turns me off. You know,
that's why Trey loves Batman Damned #1 so much. #BatDick.
The one I started reading though was this one, The Full Moon.
The Full Moon.
Oh yeah.
This one I started reading, and I was like because I like a lot of Black Label shit. You know,
oh yeah, the whole DC Black Label has been pretty fire. I mean, even the whole Batman Damned that Corey is talking about, you know, where I do have that copy that they quickly stopped printing when it was a big. I just love that it is like the first time Batman's, I guess, dick becomes a thing. And I just think it will be like eventually when I have a nice house and I can display all my nerdisms in my man cave. I just can't wait to have that comic up and everyone be like, well, why do you have that one there? It's like, well, that's the first time you see Batman's dick.
Yeah, first appearance. I can't wait to walk into comic book stores when I'm like 80, 90 years old and like, first appearance of Batman.
That cock. Yeah.
It was so insane. Literally, you bought that comic. I think it came out for like $20 the very next day because they all pulled it. It was immediately worth like $300.
That's insane.
Like, dude, can I?
That is insane.
It's history now. You know?
Eventually, Batdick's going to be 100,000, the most expensive comic book out there.
That's what.
So just make sure when you frame it, it's open to that page because you have to see the Batdick on the wall.
Can we CGC it with that open?
And I'll have them note like first time Batdick appearance.
No. What you can do also is you can grab that one, and then on the side you can put Zack Snyder's canon, so you can see. Okay, we got this.
Yo, but speaking of Zack Snyder, I wanted to ask because you're wearing the hat, so that tells me that you're a Batfleck fan. Your logo is based off the Batfleck logo, so I want to know what was your draw to Batfleck's Batman. What made you a fan of that version of the character, and why did that one stand out to you more than, let's say, Michael Keaton or Val Kilmer or George Clooney or any of them?
I'm really interested in this, Trey.
Corey always loves this story because he loves giving me shit for it so much. So I was not a fan at first of Ben Affleck. I was one of those angry people on Twitter when he was announced as Batman.
I was too, Trey. I'm gonna be with you. I was too. And listen, I'm gonna own it because at first I was skeptical, but this is where I learned in time.
No faith. Wow.
But here's the thing. No, but here's the thing. And Trey, you're gonna agree with me. We still weren't accustomed to Zach's eyes because a lot of people were still skeptical of even like of how good casting Zach is, because remember, Zach is not just a director, he's an artist. He went to art school, so he has that extra layer of visual that we don't see, but he does. So once he presents the product, then we'll be like, fuck, damn. Another example, when he did now recently with Rebel Moon with Kai, that hood, dude, that was a fucking Easter egg for Green Arrow.
Yeah.
So again, the man, I've learned now to trust Zach's judgment because over the years I've learned, okay, this guy sees something that we are not seeing because he's already shut our mouths with the end product.
See, and I was the
I'm with you, Trey. I'm one of those also. So
see, but I was the complete opposite. Like as soon as they announced Affleck, I knew he was going to kill it as Batman. He always had the Bruce Wayne look. Like when I see Ben Affleck, I'm like, that's fucking Bruce Wayne. That is Bruce Wayne ripped from the animated series, ripped from many, many different runs of the fucking comics. He was like this. The only thing I worried about, and I realized I always thought that his head would look a little too weird in the cowl. But what they did to kind of fix that is he's the only Batman that had the shorter ears because it suited his face, right?
Yeah.
So that
mind you, Ben Affleck is 6'4". He's a big dude. So if you add,
he would look more like look like freaking Rabbit Man. You know what I mean? Because, but I just that was my only thing was like, how are they going to pull off the suit? Because like his facial structure, like I knew right away. I'm like, they can't have the long horns. They got to do something else, right? And then when they showed off that first picture, my whole thing was validated because he had the small horns, the small bat ears. When they showed off that first gray photo of him in front of the Batmobile, like I would. Fucking but no, this is your story, so I want to know your story here.
Oh no, I love hearing all of it because
who sold you on that?
Corey? So, like I said, I was taking it to Twitter. I even tweeted at Ben. If you ever watch,
you one of those Twitter warriors, Trey? No.
Yeah. Well, I didn't tweet much, but when it comes to Batman, that was the first time I really went at it. And I even tweeted Ben. I was like, "Hey, man, you're an okay actor," but I was like, "But I don't think this is for you."
Awkward.
Did you delete that tweet? Did you delete that tweet?
No, if you wanted to find it, it's on the Trey Music Man one. So funny part was, and I think part of my issue was I was kind of looking at like, oh well, this is Daredevil, and I never saw the director's cut of Daredevil. Just
dope movie. The director's cut of Daredevil. I loved it. I loved it.
Still go back to it and think like I was really wrong about that movie until I saw the director's cut.
Yeah, the director's cut. That it's
again, the whole side story with Coolio was fucking well done, man.
Totally, dude. And Corey kept saying, like, dude, like, no, like, give it a chance. I'm like, there's no way Mallrats is going to look good in a bat.
I didn't just say give it a chance, Trey.
You were confident.
I said that he is going to be the best portrayal of a Bruce Wayne and Batman that we have ever seen. I knew it right from the get-go. I had no concerns whatsoever. And what can you say? I'm a scary judge of talent.
Dude. Corey's absolutely right, because it was just, I think what I didn't quite see, and part of me was kind of thinking, if they're trying to develop this world, right, this DC universe that they were making, part of me was like, well, why wouldn't you already have a Batman established that people love? Why not just find a way to do Dark Knight Returns with Christian Bale? And to me, that just seemed obvious. Like that was the obvious thing to do. So that's why I was upset.
I remember back then too, there were a lot of theories about how Batman survived in the Dark Knight trilogy, and there was this one theory that I thought would have connected the movies where it was like Superman saved him at the end, like because like the autopilot thing, and then so that was one theory, and I really thought like that's how they could have connected the movies. But no, I hear what you're saying, because I did have those very similar fears too, because we were in that transition phase where we were so used to what we were getting with the Dark Knight and Christopher Nolan, and now we were transitioning into this brand new DCEU. So you didn't know what to really think at the time. Of course, there was going to be some skepticism.
Yeah, absolutely. And then of course, so not being sure about the whole Ben Affleck situation, finally we saw that gray black and white photo with him next to the Batmobile, and I saw the suit and I was like, holy shit, they're doing Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns. Immediately at that moment I was like, okay, like I see what's happening here and I'm on board, but I'm gonna wait and see. And when the theatrical cut came out, and I was there day one, right, and I was so like, even without the 30 minutes that are huge in making it from a great film to a masterpiece, I still walked out of that theater and went, holy shit, that is awesome. Like Zack Snyder,
that warehouse scene, no one's going to top it. That is going down in history as the best fucking Batman action sequence
fight scene. Yeah.
Yeah. No one's going to top it.
So like that whole movie, when it comes to like Batman and like who he embodies, I didn't have a problem that Batman was straight up like killing people. This was clearly a broken Batman. And not only that, Batman who we've always seen Batman practically in his prime, right? We've always seen Batman Forever, Batman Returns. It's always a Batman that's in the game doing the scene until Batman Begins, right? But then you still kind of see him in his prime with the Dark Knight. You don't see the old broken down Batman. You kind of get it in Dark Knight.
A little bit. And yeah, but I see that movie, like it's like they wanted to go in the Dark Knight Returns direction, but they were too afraid to completely do it. You know what I mean? So that's how I felt about it.
Christian Bale was only like his Batman was only Batman for 2 years.
A few years, exactly. Yeah. It didn't really make a lot of sense. It's like all this happened right at the start.
It was a grounded Batman. It wasn't the comic Batman. So Zach finally gave us the fantastical fantasy Batman that we all read in the comic
with the Justice League, you know, which is what I wanted. As a huge fan of Justice League Unlimited, I was finally getting it. You know, I was finally seeing Batman hang with the big dogs. Who?
That's another one I got.
Hey, yeah, my man. It was just that movie. That's when I walked down and was like, I need to figure out who did this, because one complaint you always hear that people say about any film is, do we really need to see this again? Do we really need to see Uncle Ben die? Do we really need to see Clark Kent's dad, you know, have the heart attack? Do we really need to see the destruction of Krypton? Do we really need to see Bruce Wayne's parents die? And my response is yes, you do need to see it, because you need to be put back in that place. You need to be put in that place that says, I understand why this character is pissed off. I understand why he's doing what he's doing. It just puts you in that, yes, it's background knowledge, but for a kid who maybe this is their first experience seeing Batman, you kind of need to be put in that situation where it's like, I understand why someone would have gone this decision. And I remember, and Corey gives me shit about this too. You take it, big fella. You're welcome. I was in the theater, took Corey, because after I saw opening night with Sarah, who was at the time my girlfriend, I was so blown away that I was like, Corey, you and I are going to see this movie tomorrow again. You know? So it was Corey's first time, my second. I took him in the theater. The opening scene, right? Beautiful Lie starts playing. I'm in tears again, because it is so like it's out of the pages of Dark Knight Returns, and it's so brilliantly done, and also like poetic with that scene where he's lifted up by the bats out of the, you know, the dark
right from the start, at the beginning.
It's such a powerful scene, you know.
Look what Venkata says right here. The Martha moment works only because we saw the death of the Waynes again. That's the only reason why it's there.
Yes.
Well, it serves the story, and I think that's what went over a lot of people's heads the first time the general audience saw that, is they didn't really understand how much that served the story, and they ended up turning, unfortunately, that whole scene into a fucking meme. But if you ask me, that whole Martha scene is one of the most brilliant Batman scenes ever brought to film. Because we've talked about this before. It's a commentary on PTSD. Yeah. And anybody who's actually gone through PTSD recognizes the signs in what was happening with Batman and Superman in that moment. So it's something that, in my opinion, was truly it's the most beautiful scene, I think, in DC cinematic history. You know, people will shit on me for saying that. I don't care. I love that scene, you know, and I will never say a bad thing about that scene.
I will defend that scene till the day I die, because I immediately understood when I saw, and honestly, I don't know about you guys, but being a lifelong DC fan, it never occurred to me that Batman and Superman had the same.
It did to nobody. We all were caught off guard.
Yeah,
everyone was caught off guard.
It was that moment, like I knew what it meant. Like people made it in such a joke, and I feel like that was pre-planned. I feel like there were people prepared to make that a joke, and I feel honestly, here's the part that makes me laugh. There's no way, and yes, I'm going to get into a little bit of the fight here with Civil War that was coming out right there. There was that big deal. There's all the shit that's going on in the background with it because of DC already jumping ship basically. But you can't tell me that the Martha scene is worse than Iron Man being pissed off at Captain America because
because of Winter Soldier? Because you didn't tell him about
Bucky.
Okay.
Thank you, Bucky. When Bucky killed Iron Man's parents, when he was being mind controlled. And you mean to tell me Iron Man was that dumb that he couldn't just realize that like he had no control over himself? He was being used. But that's what starts the fight between them. I was like,
the comic book's so much better.
Yeah, the comic book is so much better. But here you have Batman, who's literally he's throughout the entire movie, he's killing you. He's more killing in the sense that you're just in his way.
He's in his dark. He's in a dark place.
We've talked about this. He's the Batman that lost his Robin. He spent 20 years in Gotham. You know, he's put criminals behind bars only for them to come back on the streets and do more damage. So there's layers to it. You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely, and the fact that like you get this moment where he's going through this whole beautiful script. Chris Terrio nailed it, right? Where he's like, Tom, I bet your parents taught you, you know, that you were here for a reason. You know, he's like, but my parents taught me a different lesson, that you die in the gutter for no reason at all. You know,
the world only makes sense if you force it to.
Force it to, and that's so like that is the essence between Batman and Superman, the hope and the dark. You know, the vengeance, and
I ruined it for you.
Well, Corey laughed at me because I was crying during the beautiful lie scene.
So before we continue, Venkata, this one's for you.
You're gonna have to take it over.
Ah, right. Commencing drone mode. Thermal imaging is showing me 24 hostiles on the 3rd floor. Why don't I drop you off on the 2nd?
Boom!
Right before the greatest scene. Just let that go another 10 minutes, please. It's okay if you get copyrighted.
We got to be careful, man. YouTube's been on our ass lately.
Oh my god,
I know,
so brutal now. But man, you know, it was just one of those scenes where that scene comes up, and he's like, "You were never God, you were never a man." He's like, and he said, like, "I'm gonna make you bleed." It's that whole theme that Zach loves to do with gods and man, where he's like, man has to show that God can bleed, right?
The man can overcome the God.
But Bruce, this is like really the first time Bruce is like about to take a life, like full on murder somebody, rather than like a dude is in his way, and if they just happen to blow up because they were
collateral damage, whatever,
collateral damage, you know, that's their fault. And here, that moment when Superman, what can he possibly say to stop this man who has just the rage in his eyes to end this dude? And the one thing he can say is, "Please save Martha, save my mom." You know,
save my mom. Yeah.
And
but that was the criticism. I do want to highlight that was the criticism, is that he said save Martha instead of save my mom, because and we've talked about this, how today's audience needs to be fucking spoon fed everything, every little detail. But if you paid attention in the story, you already knew that Superman knew that Batman was Bruce Wayne. You don't think that Clark Kent, you know, an investigative journalist, wouldn't do the connections and realize like that was his parents, Martha and what was the dad's name? Martha and Thomas, Martha and Thomas Wayne. So like Superman, Clark Kent would, because I know they expand on it in the extended cut, because you actually do see Superman go to Gotham and talk to the people of Gotham. He's really doing his background work on Batman and Bruce Wayne. But you have to understand, in that moment, Superman had already done all that work. He knows that this is Bruce Wayne. He knows who Bruce Wayne's mother is. So he's going to say what he thinks is going to get the reaction that he needs, which is why I thought it was so brilliantly done.
Absolutely. But it's also just that moment where does it take Bruce in that moment? It takes him to the place where he sees his parents die. And it's that he sees it through the point of view that he's now the killer, that he's the one with the gun. You know, holy shit, that is like such a heavy theme. Like Batman finally, he's about to full on murder this dude, and what stops him is that he realizes in that moment, I'm the one taking someone away. I'm the one taking.
And he's seeing himself as like in Superman in that moment, because what he's seeing is everything he went through in that first scene of the movie where his parents died. He was helpless. He needed help. You know, he was crying for help for someone to save his parents. Nobody would, you know, so that's the beauty in it, man. It's such a beautiful, most powerful Batman scene I think I've ever seen on film.
Absolutely.
Man.
And the details that Zach does, this is what he's so good about. He doesn't always need to say it. Sometimes it's visual of what he does, but in this case, he did kind of say it, and he kept bringing it up. If you listen closely, every time Batman talks or Bruce Wayne talks about Superman, it's always he's an alien. Mm-hmm. He's not of this earth. He is not a human. He is not a person. He is an alien who can destroy our world if we don't put him in chains, basically. That's important because that says Batman's dehumanizing this guy. But it's in this moment where he is no longer an alien. He's no longer this god.
Because he's got a mother, exactly. And that was what made him realize, like, holy shit, like I'm making the wrong choice here.
Yeah.
You know,
even without the director's cut, those extra 30 minutes, I remember walking out of the theater knowing that this right here, I witnessed something special. You know, this film was on another level, and God, did it hurt so much to see the reaction that you got from people who clearly just didn't pay attention. It's like they came in with previews on it, you know, that they had their preconceived conception of what the film was going to be in their head. You know what I mean? Exactly.
I don't think they were expecting the piece of art that we got. What they were expecting was that blockbuster corporate style, you know, film. That's what they were expecting. Instead, they got served a beautiful fucking steak dinner, a beautiful piece of fucking art done by a master chef, but they wanted McDonald's. They didn't recognize it. It's like, no, we're used to McDonald's. We want McDonald's. Like,
apparently, yeah. Why have the Wagyu beef when you could just have
some rump roast?
So, all right. So, we're gonna move on to our next topic, but before that, Rox, anything else you want to ask Corey or Trey?
No, man, I thought it was awesome, man. Thank you guys for sharing that. You know, it's nice to be able to.
I did want to ask one last. I don't remember. So the Bat Channel. How did the Bat Channel?
That's right.
Start?
That's
an important question. How did the
BBS? That's always something that we just all jump on, right? Because it's so controversial. So yeah, the Bat Channel. Thank you for reminding me, Cassell. So the Bat Channel. For the longest time, so many people were saying, like, Trey, you need to do a YouTube channel. You need to do a YouTube channel. You got a personality. You know so much about
the same thing with us,
right? And even Corey was like, he was pushing so hard. My dad, who did television, was pushing really hard for me to do it. And it wasn't until COVID hit and everything got furloughed, or locked down, and I got furloughed. So I was like just sitting there twiddling my thumbs, and I was like, what am I going to do? But there was that push, at first when I went to go see the Justice League movie in 2017, I walked out of the theater like a lot of people, kind of going like, there's something weird going on with that. I didn't feel like Zack Snyder's. And then not a month later, I think it was like at the end of December, early January, I heard about the group of cosplayers that actually went to Warner Brothers with the whole release of Snyder Cut banner. And I was like, what the hell are they talking about? Like Snyder Cut? Like what is this? Like that was the Snyder Cut. I do some research and I was like, oh shit. No, there's so much that went on with it. So yeah, I was one of the foot soldiers, as I like to say. I was the one pushing, not exactly a leader of the group, but someone who was always there for every trending event from the beginning.
You're doing the groundwork, man. That's we need more people that do that groundwork, man. So
absolutely. Well, it wasn't until where I was kind of like, I saw so many people like having a voice in it and being furloughed. I was kind of like, well, I kind of want to have a voice in this now too. I want to be there in it, in the thick of it. And also like one thing that Corey and I were always adamant about is we wanted to really put eyes and focus on, the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention for obvious reasons and things like Feeding America. So we just decided to pull the trigger one day, and it made sense to call ourselves the Bat Channel just because, Adam West being kind of like my first interaction with Batman because of my dad, same bat time, same bat channel. And that was going to be the slogan. So there we were. Well, Corey was going to be my video editor, and he has been. All of a sudden, it was like, well, Trey, time to do a live show. And I was like, okay, well, then you have to be with me because I don't know if I could do it by myself. I'm a little weird.
That's such a similar dynamic that I had with Phil and Charles, because I said to them before we started the Lethal Geeks, man, like I've wanted to do a YouTube channel and a live show for years, but I'm like, I can't do it by myself. It's boring to be up here by yourself talking to a camera. It's, the fact that we bring on guests, I got my co-hosts. It's like we all bounce off each other, we all work off each other. It just makes the process.
We laugh and have a good time.
Have a real conversation. Have conversations with people instead of yourself. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I totally get that.
And that's really sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say that I'm similar to you, that I wanted to be a voice because I was in the background during the Snyder release, the Snyder Cut days, and I pretty much when Cell started to happen, that's when I decided, you know what, I want to participate more in the community because I want my voice to be heard. At no point in time, and still at this point in time, I am not interested in clout. I'm not interested in controlling narratives or try to convince all you out there, no, you got to do this, you got to do that. No, I say my point of view. If you agree with it, great. If you don't, all good. But that was one of the things that also us as a team, we wanted. The main thing was to bring people together, bring fandom together
from all sections of like
every section.
Because that's the thing is like the DC fandom is so fractured. We need a place where everybody will feel. And I'm not. When it comes to like these political terms, I hate using them, but we need a place where everybody will feel safe to bring their opinions to. Whether it doesn't matter what side of the fandom you're on, we want to know what you think. We value your opinion, so everyone is welcome here. That was always our mentality going forward.
And I love that. I mean, one of the coolest thing, guys, and it's so weird to kind of be in this position with the Bat Channel, because if there's one thing that the Bat Channel has afforded us in terms of an experience is one. The amount of support and money Corey and I have been able to raise with our community for the American Foundation for Feeding America. Corey, I think, are we at 2K now for feeding? Sorry, not feeding. AFSP.
AFSP, yeah.
I think so. And then I know we were at like $300 for Feeding America with the Make the Affleck team when we were doing stuff with them. And then we just recently raised like another $200 for the Red Cross for the whole Twister disaster that they were doing. And so, I mean, that's cool. Like to have a voice in helping people is awesome. But the other cool thing is the community that you get to build with you guys, with everyone. Like, for people who were maybe we were the foot soldiers, right? We weren't the ones that had the voice at that time. It was Ping Pong Flicks. It was Fatal J. Some of the other cats, and then you had this new group come in, with Syl, us, and Sky. And I even remember Sky. I remember Sky the first time Sky showed up on Syl's show, and he was just like, "Yeah, I'm thinking about it, and I'm thinking about doing a YouTube channel." And I got to do something that Fatal J actually did for me at the time. Which Fatal J, when I was like, I posted on Twitter, no one knew who I was. I was just Trey Austin Music on Twitter, supporting the Snyder Cut. I was like, hey,
and don't forget this individual also, Mikey.
And Mikey. Yeah, Mikey was obviously the main thing that put us together, right?
We honor Mikey every stream. Every stream. We're going to keep doing it because that man was our Papa Bear. I don't care if you liked him or hated him. He was this community's Papa Bear. Shout out to you, Mikey Sutton. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, brother. Miss that guy.
You guys actually interviewed Mikey also once, and I think on your channel.
I didn't know that. So you guys actually have gotten to talk to Mike. Man,
Mikey,
that sounds odd. Dude, I wanted to work with Mikey so bad. I remember when I first got started within the community, I was doing a lot of graphics, graphics for the trending events. I reached out to Sky and I reached out to Leon, and I was doing a bunch of graphics for them, for their trending events, the posters for all their trending events. That's kind of how I ended up getting my foot in the door with the community. And then, Phil eventually reached out to me when it came to doing this, and he presented me with an idea, and I said, no, your idea is garbage. I'm going to present you with an idea. And then
you still have that logo.
I don't think I do.
Dude.
We'll find it eventually and
It
show
was
it
so
off.
bad, dude. I was so embarrassed that I didn't keep up with that.
So I had to explain quite a bit to Phil here, but Phil is a quick learner. I will say that, and caught on to everything like so fast. So it really made this whole thing possible, is because of like there's a level of understanding that needs to be mutual. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Phil had that instantly with me, and I think that's why we were really able to turn this into, and Charles too. I got to give Charles his credit too. We all had that. Go ahead, Phil.
The beautiful thing about it, because originally, like people were pushing me and Charles, because Charles and I like when we were at Sil's channel, then we would go to Zod Rider's channel. Also, shout out to Zod Rider. And everybody kept telling us, you two, like have a good dynamic between, and we do, because it literally felt like I was Riggs and he was
Murtaugh, exactly.
You know, and the dynamic was perfect. And I was like telling Charles, you know what? We need a Leo Getz, dude. We need a Leo. Like it's just. And Rox, Rox was going to be doing all our marketing graphics. And then I was like, you know what, Rox? Fuck it. Join the party, man.
That makes me so happy to hear that. Because, it was regardless of where people are at in their relationships now, because, YouTube it's like social media. Things break, just like our fandom, is fractured a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But, I remember at the time, Fatal J, when I, posted to everyone like, hey, thinking about doing a YouTube channel, like, you got advice. Fatal J was one of the first people that was like, just do it, like just go for it. And I remember when Sky,
should we reach out to Fatal Rock?
No, I just saw something hilarious in the chat that made me.
Oh wait, I missed that.
I don't know who it is. It says Twitch, and it says I'm here for RawkTalks and his sunglasses.
Oh yeah, I did put. Yeah, hold on. I'll highlight that.
I don't know who that is, but whoever it is, I love you too.
Well done, Twitch. Well done. But when Sky showed up and he said the same thing, it was like that surreal moment where I was like, I get to do that now for someone, where I said the same thing. This guy is like, Sky, go for it. Just do it, brother.
Yeah.
We got you. I was like, well, you have a community already here that will support you.
And Retro Nerd
and
Girl.
Retro Nerd Girl. And it's you guys, like, we've seen you.
Batman, I told Corey what movie it was. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's a love-hate relationship with me and Batman. I love him and I hate him at the same time.
Corey, where's your Christmas tree?
Dude, Christmas tree's up year-round for Batman. I leave that thing up year-round now.
Oh, man. But yeah, man, it's...
Sorry, 1 second. Callie, send me a tweet, please. Tweet me that, what you just highlighted here, please, so I can share it in the channel. In the group chat. You know which one.
All right, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
It's, just to wrap it up a bit, is just this is like the cool part of this journey on content creating and YouTube, is that seeing you guys do a show together now. Like, I've always seen you guys around. You guys have been in the chat. You guys have shown up on some of the panels, and now to see that you guys are doing your own thing and it kicks ass, I freaking dig it. Like that, even that interview with Aaron Fisher, My Reviews, a couple weeks ago was fantastic. And,
shout out to Aaron.
It's just, that's like how freaking cool. Like, sometimes you just got to sit back
Kelly,
and like not do forget the cloud chasing. You got to be passionate about doing this stuff. But one of the coolest parts of this job is to like sit back and see the rest of the community start to like be their thing, do their thing, be a voice, and like to see you guys like rocking it. It gives me chills, man. That's freaking awesome,
dude. We appreciate that so much, man. Because the thing is like, you guys know that there's a lot of work that goes into this. You guys do it, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, like, I the work I put in, like me and Phil, we also both have full-time jobs. We got lives outside of this stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a lot of time. It's a lot of effort, and you know what? Just to get that reaction from you guys, to get that reaction from people who watch the show, it's heartwarming. So thank you.
Absolutely. It's funny when Trey said, "Oh, the Lethal Geeks want to do a show. Do you want to be a part of it?" It was immediately a yes for me. It was like, hell yeah, let me jump on that with you, because I remember your very first live stream, and like immediately right away you went over your mission, your foundation of what you want this stream to be. And the few key things I remember you talking about is creating a space for everybody, and two, American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. And I like, so that immediately, like, I was like, oh, that's our mission statement, that's what we align ourselves with. So like the second the invitation came to be on your show, I knew I already loved you guys from the fandom in general, but just the way you have handled your show and your stream so far.
And we've always told people, we've always told people, like, hold us accountable. If we do something that is not right, I expect people to say, hey, Phil, why'd you say this? Or why'd you guys do this and that? If we are wrong, we're not afraid to retract and say, you know what? We said something that we shouldn't have said. I apologize. And boom, and we move on. Because again, we're not about clout. We're not about clicks. We're not about, yes, are we going to get the clicks? Yes. Are we going to get monetized soon? Of course. But all that goes back to you guys. It goes back to the audience. It doesn't go to our pockets. It goes to you. So I appreciate that. So for that, Corey, I'm going to give you a drop and we'll move on to our next topic.
How do you find someone who has spent a lifetime covering his tracks?
Best goddamn Superman of all. All right, guys.
Cooks.
Oh, I actually saw Zimmer in September. He came to Boston. I saw him live.
Did you go to the concert?
Oh,
so good,
yeah.
right?
I was like, oh my God.
Dude, I think he's actually in Toronto, or was in Toronto really either within the next few weeks, or he's already came. I'm not too sure. But if he's still, if I can, I'm going to try to go, because I've heard nothing but amazing things about his show. And my favorite soundtrack he did was from Inception. So just to be able to hear that live would be fucking beautiful.
And the fact that he tours with a lot of his real orchestra that he does, like Tina Guo, the cellist, like, she kicks ass, man. Like,
I'm gonna look it up actually real quickly right now. Hans Zimmer, Toronto.
All right, so while you do that, we're gonna move on.
Superman can be your Superman.
So while you look that up, Rox,
he's coming April 2025. I might have to get tickets.
All right. So, guys, first of all, thank you guys for sticking with us. Please, if you're new here, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Again, as we said, this is a safe space. I don't care what part of the fandom you are. I don't care if you like the DCU. I don't care. What I care about is if you're a DC fan, we can have debates. We can have conversation. We can agree, and we can also disagree, and we can still be friends. There was a time then we could, as a society, as a country, we could sit down and have a conversation like we're going to have right now. Because this topic, as much as I don't want to talk about it, I have to guys. Anywho, so yes, Creature Commandos came out, and I at first was not going to see it because I do not want to support the DCU, because I don't believe in the DCU, and I would have supported it if this company would have at least given us, the fans, the consumers, the people that put money into their wallets, would have at least given us closure with an Elseworlds story. Like, okay, the Zack Snyder's Justice League was a success. We're going to give the fans, Zack, finish your story so we can move on to the DCU. And then we're fine.
Brogu in the chat already. Can we please change topics?
Don't worry, it'll be a very small segment. I promise you, because we're not going to give this too much space. Don't worry, I promise you. Wait, what? Why is it my fault? I'm not the one who premiered the damn thing. Actually, it will be great. It will be such a wonderful day when we don't have to talk about this individual ever again, because I have fatigue. But anyway, so let me pull this up. So basically, Okay, first of all, have any of you guys watched the show? Yes or no? Nope. Okay. Anybody in the chat?
The Creature Commando.
Well,
what's
Qatar,
that?
you beat me. Pretty much what Qatar just put right there in the chat.
Why did DC approve porn? That is a good question.
Creature Commando is equivalent to Buffalo Water. Flop after flop. Oh, you're gonna get past? Yeah. Honestly, I couldn't get past the first 10 minutes, but after I saw this image, which I'm gonna pull right now, and please, if anybody is with a minor, please
cover their eyes.
Cover their eyes, because I doubt you would want your kid to see this. You've been warned.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, where's that Qatar?
Creature Commandos?
This is from Creature.
I thought this was a photo that slipped from James Gunn's phone. That's not James and his wife. I was about to say, well done, dude. He's been working out. He's been getting swolly.
You know, me and Phil talked about this. I truly believe that his ego is just, he has to insert himself in some way, shape, or form. And come on, man.
It's his fantasy. That's what it is. He is projecting himself in this.
Yeah,
listen, I'm not against animated sex or whatever. Because listen, we're all grown-ups, and we've seen intercourse in animation. We saw that on Twilight of the Gods. I didn't think they were making a big deal out of it. Maybe a select few, but none of us made a big deal of it. Did you guys hear anybody making a big deal of Zach putting sex on Twilight of the Gods?
I mean, the usual suspects, yeah, but when everybody else, no, it was just,
right.
It was what it was.
Exactly. Now, why didn't they put that on? Why didn't they get it? Because if you read mythology, the Greeks and the Nordics and the North mythology, there's a lot of sex involved, and not just in between man and female, also between the same sexes and threesomes. Because I saw somebody complaining on Twitter, oh, but Zach did a threesome in Twilight of the Gods, and I'm like, okay. First of all, have you never been in a threesome before, baby? Probably that's why you're bitching and maybe you're a virgin. I don't know. Either way. The point that we're trying to make is we're not against this being displayed. We're complaining because we see between the eyes what this is. It's Gunn, and I'm sorry. It's his wife. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Dude, I'm with you. I definitely think he's projecting.
And I'm going to take it out because I don't want to see it again.
And we said it. You said it earlier. I mean, I know you did excuse it, but that version of Rick Flag Sr. does not look like the actor who's playing him in the DCU.
Right. Now, a lot of you guys are going to say, but he doesn't have the white hair. But okay, I'm going to explain why that happened. What happened? And actually, I think I heard it from Frank Grillo himself or James Gunn. I don't remember, but I did hear the excuse, and it's a valid excuse. And it's the same issue that happened with Henry Cavill when he had to do the Justice League reshoots while he was doing Mission Possible Fallout. The mustache. He couldn't shave it. Same thing with Grillo. He couldn't dye his hair because he was already filming Tulsa King. Actually, if you guys haven't seen Tulsa King on Paramount Plus, go watch it. It's a fucking great show. It's a little woke, if I will say that, but it's a good show. It's a really good show. It's a balanced show. They balance the gangster with middle country people there's also Indians involved, and it's a well balanced show. And the story works. And Grillo joined the season 2, and it goes also for season 3 with the Tulsa King. Great show. And Frank Grillo nailed it. He and Sly and that dynamic as mafia bosses, dude, beautiful. So that's why he couldn't dye his hair, because he was already shooting. And I think he was also doing a movie, Werewolves. Yeah. Yeah, he was also doing well.
I'm
So
looking forward to that movie. I've seen the trailers and it's out this weekend, so that's another one. Gladiator 2 and this one is gonna be one. Check it out.
Gladiator 2 was awesome, man. We'll probably end up talking about Gladiator 2 on the next episode, but yeah, great, awesome.
Yeah.
But no, check out Sid Havoc's comic there. Flag Senior is Gunn, and the broad is Jennifer Holland. Exactly, like that's.
Where's that comment?
Got to scroll up a bit. It's there though. There it is.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's exactly what he's projecting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's not just us, the gun haters. Like, no, we can be objective, and we can give, and I will give perks where they're due. Now, I will say this about the animation. I liked the animation. I don't like the story. I don't like the music. I don't like the jokes. And sure as hell, I don't like another thing that happened. It's kind of a spoiler, but okay, we know the bride is in this movie. So, and on episode 2, pretty much explains the bride's origin, and we know that obviously Dr. Victor Frankenstein created the monster, which in the DC is Eric Frankenstein, and we have the bride, and he bangs the bride.
Huh.
So necrophilia, all right there, all right, pretty much displayed right there, and I'm like, okay, I did not need this. I did not ask for this.
Who bangs the bride?
Victor Frankenstein. There's a flashback scene of him banging the bride. So, yeah.
See, but this is my thing. Is like I don't understand. This is the start of the DCU, correct? Like this is supposed to be the first big DCU project.
Before Divas. So yes, that's another thing that I heard that I think the princess in the show is a minor. I think I heard I can't confirm this, so I'm being honest, but I did hear that probably was between 16 or 17 years old, and Senior Flag is in his late 50s, banging a minor. Do with that what you will.
Yikes!
Again, what I was trying to say though is that like I don't understand if this is the start of the DCU. Like, who's the fucking target audience for Superman? Like, there's two. Like, if the tone is supposed to be with Superman, is supposed to be, I guess, aimed at the younger generation. It's supposed to have more of that Marvel tone, as we're seeing. You know, they're trying to move away from the darker stuff. How do you crisscross this? You know what I mean? Like, how does this intertwine with the Superman story that you're going to tell? You know, like, and how are you doing it in a way that like is not only respectful to the character of Superman? Because if this is what you're tying that a character like Superman to, because we talked about it earlier, there are some leaked shots out on social media right now of I guess what may come in the next few episodes of this show, and there are some shots of Superman out in this show
in a crucifix,
right?
Crucified.
But what I don't understand is like, if this is how dark you're going with this, okay, but the whole point to restarting DC the cinematic universe was to change tones and go lighter and go in that Marvel-esque corporate formula. How does this mishmash? You know,
right there, Batman said it right there. Batman said it right there. Isn't Superman movie supposed to be
more geared towards kids? That's what I'm trying to insinuate here. So, like, how do these tones consist in the same universe? You know, like, how do they blend together? And to me, this whole thing is a fucking mistake. Should have never happened. And I really believe that after Lunacy comes out, that'll be the end of it. I don't think the DCU will go anywhere else after this. I mean, I'm just looking at like the numbers of certain things, like on James Gunn's social media, where he's releasing like he put up a post earlier today where he was promoting some action figures or something like that, right? He was promoting some figures on his social media, on his Twitter account, right? Now this post got over, you could see the view count, it got like 65,000 views and only translated to like 1.5 thousand likes. Like that's a pretty fucking hard ratio, man. Like here it is. Phil's got it right here. Pull that up. Pull out. What does that say? What's the view count? What's the like count? And I guess this is for Creature Commando merchandise. What are they? Toys? What is it, Phil?
Funkos.
Funkos. Okay. Funkos. 67.3 thousand views. What does the like count say? It's a little blurry for me. 1.6. 1.6. That's pathetic. That's pathetic. You put that up against any Snyderverse merch, bro. That's fucking pathetic. And that just tells you, like, this whole thing is done. It's dead in the water. You know, let it die. That's exactly why I'm not supporting it. Why I won't watch it. I'm not going to pay a subscription to watch it. I'm good, man. I'm good. Let it die.
I wasn't even going to buy a subscription, but I got it because I'm watching. Okay, Trey, Corey. All right, I'm pretty sure you guys already heard this on the previous one, but I hadn't seen Superman and Lewis yet. So I
haven't either, but I've heard.
Oh, okay. That's the only one.
I mean, it's Superman, so you know, of course, I don't give two shit.
So I started watching it, so that's why. But mind you, I got it through Amazon Prime. I didn't get it through Max, so they get less of a cut.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I didn't give them really a shot because that was all, you know, like I wasn't supporting the change over by any means. So when they started, you know, pulling back away from Snyderverse, I was like, you know what, I'm done with this, you know. So
it's hard to get invested. I hear you, bro. It's hard to get invested when the rug is pulled from out under you. That's been my problem with DC, right? And unfortunately, I have a feeling, you know, it's the same thing is going to end up happening to the people who get invested in this, who get invested in the new Superman movie. The rug is going to be pulled out from under you, and in the end, you guys are going to be screaming just like we are right now.
Well, see, this is the brilliance of James Gunn. Clearly, he loves weird, abstract things that no one knows. Like, who thought it was a good idea to kick off the DCU with Creature Commandos? And in all honesty, because of how James Gunn is handling this, Peacemaker is technically the thing that kicks it off. So it's like, why? No one's ever heard of Peacemaker. No one's ever heard of Creature Commandos. Like, why? If you're going to restart anything, why don't you start it off with
the fucking pinnacle, the big three, the fucking Trinity, man? Like, that's what makes sense.
Yeah, that actually draws people in. But Creature Command, honestly, as a DC fan that I am, I had no idea who the Creature Commandos were. I literally, when he announced that, like, he was super excited about. You could tell when he did the DCU first slate announcement that he was more excited about Creature Commandos than Superman Legacy. When he was talking about Batman and Robin, he was more excited about freaking Robin than Batman. And I was like, you just don't get it, do you?
He's trying to mimic what he did with Guardians, bring these obscure characters to the forefront. That doesn't work with DC. Yeah. Nobody gives a shit about the obscure characters. Yeah. They tried that. They tried it with Birds of Prey, right?
Yes.
Well, how did that movie do? Completely flopped. Everything that whole Hamada era put out just completely flopped, and that was the reason. There was, like, people care about Batman, people care about Superman, people care about Wonder Woman. Give us what we want. You don't want to give us what we want? People aren't going to go out to the theaters for these. It's not Marvel, bro. We're not the same audience. We're not.
Is this an AI picture of Flag Senior?
You know, you earned a drop. Ooh, I'm gonna give you. Okay, I'm gonna give you one of the new ones.
Abandon my child. Say it louder. Say it louder. I've abandoned my child. I've abandoned my child. I've abandoned my boy. Beg for the blood. Just give me the blood, Eli. Let me get out of here. Give me the blood, Lord, and let me get away.
Do you accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior?
Yes, I do.
Get out of here, devil!
Dana Davis, man. Bless you.
All right, so
boy is found by gun.
Rocks. This is something that RawkTalks sent me last minute. WD stock market crash after the release of Creature Commandos. it is now expected that the company will lose around $5 million
Per episode?
per episode. And as you guys know, I like to follow the stock market. So let me share with you exactly what happened the moment Creature Commandos released.
It's
So,
going down. I'm yelling.
Copyright warning. Cut it out. Cut it out.
So this is a stock from Thursday. As you can see, it opened at $10.63, which is still low for where it was at. I think it was over 70. I think it was 77 or 73 when Justice League came out, which I have that pulled in also, so we'll get there in a second. Pretty much the highest was $10.79. That's the high.
Yikes.
So in other words, and as you can see, up and down, 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 up and down. So pretty much Creature Commandos didn't do jack shit. Sorry. That's just the reality, guys. You know, a lot of people, and mind you, people say, oh, but the stock market doesn't say nothing. Dude, the stock market says everything. Because if you go back, to the charts, let's say what happened in with the stock market crash on 2008 with the mortgage crisis. You see the patterns there. The chart, a stock chart is the history telling you what's going to happen. So I have learned how to study these charts, and yeah, charts says it all. Now let me share with you, and I've shared this again before. Oh wait, hold on. Sin Havoc. I know when I talk this topic, you right away have to say something.
He followed up too. There you go. That's what I've been saying, bro. That's that. I believe it. And
they sold the Batfleck suit, dude.
Yep. And again, this is how I think a corporation like Disney is going to get their fucking hands on DC. They're going to buy DC just in itself. That's it. That's all they want. And that can happen. That can happen. You know, I don't care how many people say it can't happen. It can happen. And that's how it happens. And that's, I think, like, honestly, I got this conspiracy-minded thing where I think that's been the plan the whole time. James.
That has been the plan. That's
right.
We talked about this. We saw the.
We talked about it. Yeah, we talked about it though. We throw gun in there, crash the whole fucking thing. Let Disney come in, buy them up, and they won't. I'm telling you guys, they won't even change the lineup. You're going to see Gunn's entire lineup continue exactly as he announced it. And then eventually they're going to give us that crossover that they've been working so hard to do all these years later.
So look at the chart here. This is Zack Snyder's Justice League. It was released on, this is a weekly chart, unfortunately. So obviously I can't do, so this is the chart. This is the one that we want to focus on. The highest that it got was 78.14.
And that was back in 2021 when
yeah,
March. Yes.
And the following week, well,
and that was, I would take it, that was after the executives opened up. That
was Ann Sarnoff saying, yeah, this is a cul-de-sac. We're not continuing this.
Yeah. Well, how dumb business-wise was that too? Like, I know we've talked about it before, but like, who does that? Like that.
Let me ask you this, guys. Let me ask you this. I spoke about this on the previous stream. Have you guys heard about the mini deaths of DC?
We talked about it last week on the podcast. It was one of the books. It was the book that we highlighted. That
yes, I do recall this. Yeah.
Have you read it yet? I'm halfway on it. Read it.
Right. Okay.
Read it. There's a lot of obviously conspiracy theories going on, sabotage. Fuck, I'm just gonna say it. Religious. I forgot the word. religious advocates also getting involved in this type of shit, because what happened is, and again, I'll just give you a little spoiler because of the book. Reeves and Donner went through the exact same thing Cavill, Affleck, and Zach went through. The exact same thing. Because, yes, Superman is a god. He's not the god, but in a way, he is a god. A man can fly, who has super strength. And yes, we've seen him in the cross many times, so it could be interpreted in many religious ways. So and that time when Donner came out, he got a lot of heat because a lot of these evangelical people started giving him crap. How dare you interpret Superman as? How dare you say that Marlon Brando is God and Christopher Reeves is Jesus? That was again. I don't want to get I don't want to get politics or religion involved, but unfortunately, it gets mixed in this. Unfortunately, So and again, the book. I'm not going to spoil it because again, I haven't finished reading it, but it's going to be 3 books total. So this is volume 1. Volume 2 and 3 are coming soon. There'll be a 4th one, but it'll be a completion of all 3.
All the volumes together, yeah.
All the volumes, right. And the moment this book was announced, Tatiana Siegel throws out an article through Variety. Oh yeah, Tatiana Siegel is doing 75 years history about DC. I wonder why.
Yeah.
Controlling narrative.
DC has had a long history of screwing people over and doing some shady shit. I mean, the whole Bill Finger and Bob Kane storyline,
Rocks, we were
gonna talk about that because I saw something online. I couldn't find the source though, but something about Bill Finger's granddaughter is now advocating for him to get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Alongside Bob Kane, right?
Yeah.
In all honesty, and I hate to say this because as a huge Batman fan, Bob Kane is God, right? He really doesn't deserve much of any credit.
Have you seen Batman and Bill? Did you see the documentary?
Yeah, as well. So
it's
insane,
Yeah, it really is. It really destroys Bob Kane's legacy, in my opinion.
It does.
It does.
The way Warner Brothers was trying to handle it when it did start to come out, like they knew the truth, and when the Finger family was actually starting to be like, hey, we deserve to get credit. They're like, here's $1 million to shut up. And it was like, what?
Yeah.
Like, just give him the damn credit, Like,
and that's another reason why I love Batman v Superman, because it's the first film that we ever saw Bill Finger credited for. For the creation of Batman. So
I actually have the first comic as well that he gets credit somewhere. I'll have to see if I can find that sometime. But it's I'm glad he finally is getting.
Oh, Kevin.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Sinhavik, Kevin Sujihara. Yeah, he's in that book too, and I saw a few things about him as well. So yeah, guys, if you have a chance, read the book. Go in and read the book. I'll put a link. Okay, so we do recaps here. So on this recap, I'm going to put a link in the description, so all you guys can go in and buy the book, Rebooted: The Many Deaths of DC.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to read it. I love a good conspiracy theory that's actually real. So, I keep a tinfoil hat by this desk for moments like this. So I'm here for it, guys. So I really appreciate where we're going with this. And I completely agree with you guys. Like, not even having to read this book, I'm sure it's there. It's just wild what they're doing to DC. Wild that it's either by design or Gunn actually likes this kitty stuff. So Corey,
can you say one thing for me?
Yeah, what's up?
Can you say they're turning the friggin' frogs gay for me?
They're turning the friggin' frogs gay.
Thank you.
You get a drop. All right, you get a drop, and then we move on to the next topic. No more creature commandos. We're done.
Let's get this straight now. I never fucked anybody over in my life. Didn't have it coming. You got that? All I have in this world is my balls and my word, and I don't break them for no one. Do you understand? You want to go on with me? You say it. You don't? Then you make a move.
Oh, look at the fucking pelicans, man. Pelicans.
You know what James Gunn is? He's a hustler.
You
know what a hustler is?
It's a pig. Now, don't fly straight. I tell that guy he stay away from my sister Gina. Okay, I tell him one more time.
Oh my god, that's awesome. Bro, we gotta have you guys come back. This has been too good. You guys gotta come back. Like 100%.
Charles, where are you, Charles? Why would you?
Charles is gonna be pissed, right? He's gonna be yelling at his wife. He's gonna just apologize, Mrs. Austin. Just forgive us.
Oh my gosh. All right. Where are we? Let's get back on track here. Yes, the Ayer Cut.
Ayer Cut. That's why we're wearing shades tonight, boys, because we had a freaking great week as Snyder fans. Everybody in the chat, there's 57 people in the chat right now. Are we not Zack Snyder fans?
Ow.
Ow. Ooh. Ow. Yes, we are. Damn right.
What about Ghost fans?
Excuse me?
Crickets?
What?
Okay.
There we go. Ow. There you go. That's what I want to hear. Exactly. Ow. 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 Okay, so we had 2 trending events this week. And I am very proud of all of you fans, all of you guys, because we were united. Let me put that again, guys. United as a fucking community, as a fandom, as DC fans. It didn't matter what hashtag you chose. It doesn't matter. What matters, you keep the fucking conversation going about Snyderverse. That's what it's all about. Shout out to Zack Snyder, Soul Movement, Skywalker the Jedi, and Apex Leon of the New Geeks, and the Cool Table for organizing the release, the Ayer Cut on Netflix. And those boys actually got a surprise from Mr. David Ayer himself.
Ooh.
Because the day that we started trending, Mr. David Ayer graced us with his presence. Cut the bullshit. He said, fuck it. Release the goddamn Ayer Cut.
He's on board. He's on board 100%, man. And it's nice to see. It is nice to see because, he's had this history of, jumping on the bandwagon, jumping off, jumping back on. But it's nice to see, it looks like he's committed. It seems like he wants this now. And it's time. It's fucking time, man. We see what's happening with the DCU. We see the direction that it's going. The fact of the matter is this event outtrended anything that when it came to Creature Commandos this week. We outshined everything they're trying to do with the DCU right now with this event. Okay? We forced the trades to talk about this event, which we're going to highlight a little bit later.
We'll talk about that. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Yep.
But that's what it's about. It's about keeping the conversation going. And I have to agree with Phil. Hashtag what you want. It doesn't matter what you hashtag. You want to hashtag release the Ayer Cut on Netflix? Do it. You want to hashtag release the Ayer Cut? Do it. The whole thing is that we keep the conversation going. We keep talking about Snyderverse. We keep poking the bear, and eventually the bear has to respond.
Dude, even David Ayer's wife.
Yep.
When have you seen that?
Yep.
When have you seen a celebrity, not counting Zach and Debbie, okay, let's leave that aside. When have you heard a celebrity's spouse supporting this? This was again, I'm so proud of all of you guys. And this listen, there's more of us than of them. And yes, they have money. They have fucking bot accounts and farms. But not to get political, but we had an election this year, and pretty much legacy media is
dead. We are the media now. All these podcasts, all these streamers, man, these influencers, social media. We are the media. We bring the truth. They can't stop it anymore. Everybody's got a camera in their pocket. What can they do? The second they lie, we expose them. It is what it is. We're the new media.
To make DC great again. Time to make DC. I love it, Leo.
No, go ahead. All right, go ahead.
Boy, Leo. This is the thing about James Gunn. He's a very weird individual. I would never be in a movie with him, but personally, I just gotta say, Leo, when you said that made me really happy. You're a good American.
Canadian. I'm a Canadian, bro.
Well, hey, in a few months, it's going to be the 51st state. You're American anyways, buddy. So now, Neil, if you don't mind, I would like to turn it over to my health director, Robert Kennedy Jr. Where are you, Kenny? I love him. I love Robbie.
Well, I'll tell you one thing about that. What we're trying to do here is we're trying to make Superman healthy again. We just want to see Superman be healthy again, and I think that we are on the right track. The David Cornsway. But that's what I think about that.
Oh God, I'm in tears.
Robbie, would you like the Big Mac? I can bring the Big Mac over. We'll make
James
it
Gunn probably needs a lot of seed oils.
Oh God.
A lot of seed oils.
You guys are gonna get us in so much trouble with Charles.
But hey, you're absolutely right. I mean, there was that post the other day where who was it that wrote a bogus headline about Zack Snyder's recent interview, and already
IGN,
and they got community noted. Yep,
we were missing rocks. That was the one.
Sorry, that's why we got the brothers here, man. They're keeping us on track.
It's true. There is a change, regardless of your political affiliation. Corey and I like to have fun and joke about it, but
listen,
change.
It doesn't matter.
Of the viewers.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, listen, it doesn't matter the politics. People voted. That's the outcome. Elections have consequences. You accept it. We move on. Period.
But regardless of that, Phil, it's like I understand where the brothers are coming from because you could see the correlation. You know what I mean? You could see the correlation from that to how the media tries to influence everything. And it doesn't matter if it's true, if it's not true. They get paid to say what they have to say, and they just say it.
Right.
Now that we are a conscious society, it's our job to expose that shit. And on our front, it's our job to expose that shit in this fandom, in this world, in the DC universe. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I stand with it.
Yeah.
So it was the Wired interview where Zach was talking about the AI, and IGN started spinning his words, which, again, dying media. And that's why all the lurkers, because we got some lurkers, let's face it, we got lurkers in here that are of the agenda of the gun side of things. That's fine. Listen, you guys can keep trying and comment and attack us and viciously insult us on our tweets, because I've gotten attacked viciously this week because I know I'm pissing off a lot of people, especially Gunn, because I've been at him a lot. I know that. But here's the thing. I don't want to. I really don't want to. I don't want to be talking about James Gunn every fucking day, but unfortunately, I don't have a choice because he's the fucking CEO of my favorite fucking IP. So I have no choice.
Preach.
One thing that has been really interesting, because Zod gave us shit, it's like, hey, you really shouldn't call yourself the Batch anymore because you haven't been talking too much DC. And part of it is just like, DC is such a negative space, and really it's the direction it's heading in. It's content not for me anymore. And so, we've been talking about other stuff that really makes us happy, like Godzilla, Jurassic Park. But one of the funny things is about being a part of, multiple communities and entertainment like the Godzilla community is I did an interview with some guys and they were talking about James Gunn and how they really liked his stuff. Mm-hmm. And here's what I always say, to each their own. If you like what Gunn is doing, hey, great. If you don't like it, that's fine too. But here's the thing. If Gunn is in a tough position, if you're going to be honest with him about it, right? Like, this is not me coming out hating Gunn. I tend not to like his content. The only thing I've ever liked that he did was the very first Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Don't even like that.
Yeah, right. I mean, to me, it was just one of those things where I thought it was the end of Marvel and like superhero films in general. And when I saw it, I was like, okay, that's not bad. Then I saw the second one, I was like, we're back to shit.
Because he tried to oust credit from someone else who wrote the script.
Someone else did the work right on that first one. But I just say, like, Gunn is in a tough position because he's really going to have to knock it out of the park. He's going to have to like make $1 billion. He's going to have to do what the studio wanted to happen with BVS. It had to be an instant $1 billion, right? Man of Steel had to be an instant $1 billion. If it's not $1 billion, guess what, James Gunn? You failed and your studio's dead on the right.
That's what I've been saying. It has to make a bill. If it doesn't make a bill, it doesn't justify this reboot.
The shills like fucking John Campia, who dresses up as Peacemaker, and we know why he dressed up as Peacemaker, but we'll leave it's not our story to tell, but we know why. Thank you, Sin Havoc. Yep. Nicole Perlman. That was Nicole Perlman's script for Guardians.
That's right.
And he's already saying it doesn't matter if Superman fails.
Of course it matters.
Because it's the first. No. But I'm saying.
I know what he's saying. I'm just reviewing it. He can say whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, he can say whatever. But and that's something also I laid out when I joined the space on Thursday with Sky and Leon. Shout out to you guys again for Zack Snyder Soul Movement. That, mind you guys, be aware that we've seen this playbook many, many fucking times because they have no other fucking playbook. It's always the same one. Hey, contact our guys here in the reporting business here. Okay, you got to talk about this. You got to say that. Don't mention this. Don't ask us about that. Superman, it doesn't matter if it's a failure. It has to at least get up and running. And the second movie, it doesn't matter if it's a failure because you're building. We're building it. Fuck you. No. If the audience does not support it, it's a fail. Now, one thing that Warner Bros. Needs to get their ass off is, every movie has to be a billion or not. It's a failure. No. So you're telling me that every fucking movie that you make has to make $1 billion. Okay, so why didn't you give shit to Chris Nolan when Batman Begins was not $1 billion film and you still greenlit his sequels? Explain that to me. It's all bullshit. But anywho, when it comes to the Ayer Cut campaign, so yes. But
real quick, before you go on, I will say though that this movie needs to make $1 billion. If I don't care what anybody says, if this movie doesn't make $1 billion, especially because they never afforded us as Snyder fans this luxury of cutting them slack. You get what I'm saying here?
Right.
Batman v Superman made just shy of $1 billion, and there's still
if they didn't take it out of China.
Exactly, and there's still shills out there today that say, "Well, Batman v Superman need to make $1 billion." No, that's right there. It's like,
please say that again. Like what? 750 million.
I love you, Leo.
But yeah, I'm not going to give them that luxury. No, you want this movie to succeed needs to make $1 billion because it has to justify this whole fucking reboot.
Yeah, and all honesty, think about this. It has to make $1 billion, and yet
what?
Superman Legacy is
no. Look at what you have.
$500 million. Well, then they're screwed. $1 billion is not going to be enough, anyways. $1 billion will be just about a little over break-even point. So, with the marketing costs, because they're going to have to do a shit ton of marketing to try to convince people to see this because of the last few DC movies.
Yeah,
but the release,
they're going to have to pay me $1 million if you want me to watch Superman the day and go into a screening. And no, thank you.
But
I will watch it for free.
that Superman Legacy is going to go under? Jurassic
Park, Jurassic World. Yeah, that's
and
all the Jurassic
One
World
Punch Man.
have broke
Forget
$1
One Punch
billion.
Man.
Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four.
And not only that, the Smurfs freaking movie that tend to do well.
Yeah, the kids love that stuff, man. So,
So
I'm right there with you, man.
About the challenge that Superman Legacy, good luck. Good luck, buddy. They're going to guaranteed, because of this reshoot that he doesn't like to call a reshoot that's happening, they might push this film back. They might make it a March movie.
And he said, no, I don't do reshoots. Everything, I'm very methodical. I'm very organized. I'm ready to go. Yeah.
Okay.
So what the fuck are you doing here?
All right. So yeah, going back to the Ayer Cut. So yes, we had 2 campaign events. So shout out to the Cell Movement for warming us up, because that's what they did, because they were reached out by a third party, and they said this on the public on their space. So this is nothing new, guys. They were said that they were reached out by, and again, I can't neither confirm or deny this. I don't know if it's true or not. So I gotta be objective there, but I'm gonna believe Skyly when they tell me, yeah, they were reached out to someone, because they have been reached out in the past before by other people. So I am going to believe it. Okay. But I have to be objective as well. Okay. They were told that please move the date. I'm glad they didn't move the date, because what happened that day, the day that they started trending, not only did David Ayer announce it, but he also started spilling a lot of freaking tea. And he gave us so much more that we have not seen before. This is exactly the strategy. Remember, guys, when
it's what Zach did.
When Zach dropped the implement of the Cell Movement with Wayne T. Carr, also a picture with him behind the scene when he was doing the Green Lantern scene in his driveway. He's doing the exact same thing. And the difference is all David had to do was open his laptop and, start taking pictures. And we got so much, dude. So much. All right, hold on. Let me just. All right, right there. We got storyboards. Like the man fed us. The man gave us ammunition to keep the conversation going. That's what this is all about, guys. It's keeping the conversation going. Look how beautiful this looks.
In a way, you could say he does what Superman did and inspires hope. He inspired hope in the fandom again to get this shit, to keep campaigning for this, man. So shout out to David Ayer, because
it's cool that he did that picture too, that storyboard. Corey, do you remember Steve Kassan when he was on our show?
Yes.
And he was telling Steve Kassan was he's a member in this community as well, and he did that scene. He was one of the soldiers.
Yep.
And just that was really cool, just kind of hearing his experience and how David Ayer runs the set. And like the dude doesn't get enough credit. I think David wears a lot of emotions on his shoulders, and rightfully so, because it had to hurt to know that the studio chopped up his movie with a trailer company and threw out the crap that they did. And you know what? Here's the amazing thing about David Ayer. His film was still so good that even when they chopped it up, I would rather watch the 2016 than the piece of shit that we got in what was it, 2022?
Yeah.
Like
there was another Suicide Squad movie.
Sadly.
We don't talk about that. No. By the way, did Mikey say David Ayer needed permission to do stuff like this since WB technically owns the Ayer Cut?
Zach did it too, though, right? Like, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? They're going to go after the guy who makes movies for them? Like,
in all honesty, if go ahead and do it, go ahead and sue David Ayer. Not only would the community go fund him to the point where he would pay it back, but you would piss off the fans so much.
Exactly.
The demand, it would be just like what happened with Zach. Elmo, they would be trying to promote Elmo. They'd be trying to promote other Warner Brothers.
And it's funny because I've always said that aggressiveness from the fan base needs to come back.
Yes,
okay, like it needs to come. That's what did it. Zach even admitted it. He said the fact that people were writing "fuck Elmo," release the Snyder Cut. Like that's what pushed them over the edge. They had to do something. If we want this shit, we gotta be aggressive again, man. Yeah. We gotta fight.
I mean, definitely not the crazy toxicity portion of that.
No, but you know what? I'm right there with fuck Elmo, release the Ayer Cut. Like, I'm right there now. I'm there now. So
now, one of the good things also that what we as a fandom and as a community have done, we've learned from our mistakes because we've had so many campaigns already. We've had release the Snyder Cut, restore the Snyderverse. We got Cell. We got the Ayer Cut, make the Affleck. We've learned what works and what doesn't work. And mind you, like one of the facts that I know that Sky and Leon got a lot of shit. Oh, the ROEs, guys, the ROEs work because if they hadn't put those ROEs in place, Snyderverse would have died a long time ago. It wouldn't have trended. It would have done nothing because what they were trying to do, and I didn't see it at first, but then later in time, like, oh shit, actually, they have a point. You root out all the negative apples out of there. You root them all of them. Boom, boom, boom. And that's why when we trended the day when Carr released the implement, viral. Same thing here. And we even got, and that was just only 2. It was the implement and 1 picture. Right here, we got a whole fucking buffet of content. What else we got here? Let's see. Between takes. It's amazing, man. It's just right here.
Oh yeah, with Diablo.
Right there, like literally the laptop open. Okay, play picture.
See, and I hear that final scene with him was different in Ayer's Cut. I heard he actually survives in Ayer's Cut. He doesn't die.
He does.
Yeah,
so that would have been real interesting.
Yep. I know, Curly. We got it. Don't worry. Curly, come on, Curly.
Wayne's the best,
pull that
man.
picture again, Curly. Don't make me pull that picture.
Twinkle Toes over there. That's Curly's new nickname, Twinkle Toes.
Twinkle Toes. Dude, I'm David Ayer. Thank you very much. If you're watching this, or if any of your publicists or managing team or whatever are watching this stream, thank you.
See, I'm wondering, this shot here, do you think that is a shot of when him and Harley both fell into the vat when he was like creating her? Because to me, it looks like, well, he still has the tattoo on his forehead.
Right,
so
yeah.
So then it has to be from that same scene. Then I'm not even going to say what I was going to say. I was just wondering, because it looks like he's in pain, like he's suffering, you know what I mean? So I was thinking like maybe that's when he fell the first time. But
sad? When I posted the video calling out Guns N' I was holding back. I wanted to say so many harsh things, but I didn't let it. Yeah, I know. Like Callie, like listen, some people we you can spot a bot, because you see the name and you see fucking numbers. That's a bot.
Yeah,
it's like
not only that, but just go look at their like tweets, right? Like if they got
tweets, their history, how long have they been, how many followers, how many postings. Is it really a bot, or is it really a toxic fan from the other crowd? The other guy we're not going to talk about because this is about David Ayer's Suicide Squad.
That scene, man, I was so disappointed because I remember seeing that in the trailer where half his face was burnt. And I remember being so pissed off watching this movie and not seeing that. I was like, what the fuck?
Well, and I think it just goes to show that, like, clearly, if James Gunn really has the power that he claims on social media, he's the only one holding this back then.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think he'll do it because like look at what we just discussed with him inserting himself literally, like he inserted himself into Creature Commandos. It's an ego thing with this man. It is a huge ego thing with this man, and he does not want these other projects to potentially outshine whatever it is he's deciding to do now. That's what this is all about.
Exactly. And the fact that the last few years it could have been easily done. There wasn't really any DC content coming out. We had Joker this year. That's it.
But even right now, like with the failure of Joker, don't you think this is the time to like give people another version of that character that, could potentially, bring back the value to him. You know what I mean? Because what they did with Joker was, I'm sorry, but they devalued the brand of Joker. We need to pick him back up now. What better way to do that than to release this? Especially, I mean, we all heard who was the actor that got to watch the Ayer Cut? There was an actor in the
Will Rollins.
Will Rollins.
Yeah, he did a stream with Skywalker.
Yes, and he talked about the performance from Jared Leto. You know, like this is something that needs to be seen, and it needs to be given to the fans. We've been asking for this for so long. Right now is the perfect time. Like I said, with what happened with Joker 2, we need to kick up the brand again. We got to invest back into this character. We got to do right by the fan base. What better way to do it than by releasing this? I don't know what WB's thinking.
And it's funny because this story was about Harley. This was Carly's emancipation from the Joker, not the Birds of Prey. Yeah. This was the emancipation. This is where she finally rids himself from the toxic relationship that she's had with the Joker.
Yeah, not
and
the weird shipping that people were doing with them. Like the fact that people came out of the trailer cut movie going like, I want a relationship like Harley and Joker.
And I get it. Okay, Margot didn't get along with Jared. Okay, fine, whatever. Get over it.
Perfect. That's good that they didn't get along. That helps the character.
Do your job, act, perform, and when the show's done, walk away. No big deal. But this was art. This was a beautiful story because yes, shit happens in life. We get in fucking toxic relationships, and sometimes women need that extra push to push their significant other to tell them, fuck you. I'm gonna do my own thing. I'm gonna move on. And they thrive. This shit happens in life. Why deny this? Oh, because they wanted a fucking comedy. That's why.
Yeah.
Don't want no beef.
They wanted that Deadpool money, and the sad thing is they probably would have got that Deadpool money had they just left the fucking film alone.
Yeah.
And this is David Ayer's wife, Hannah, and she posted this one: City of Gotham, Public Health Services. So this is the official. So pretty much this is the official logo of Arkham Asylum. Like, dude, there was so much, man. I mean, this is so.
Yeah. It hurts. And I
just
think
give us the fucking movie.
Yeah.
Give us the movie and we will fucking pay you. Hell, if you want to charge us $30 or $50 per ticket, we will fucking pay it. Drop the fucking ego, the politics, the corruption, the religious mentality, whatever. Give us the fucking movie. Charge us a premium. We'll pay it gladly and watch it 3-4 times gladly because this is what we want.
Phil's getting angry.
Dude, I'm exhausted of all these fucking dude. Read the book. Read the book. I'm getting so much info from that literature. I'm like, oh my fucking god. That's why my blood is boiling because it's disgusting. It's at the point that this is fucking disgusting. You know. What other thing we got here? Oh, okay. And this one's from Cali. Shout out to South Cali. He just shared this.
Yeah, South Cali.
Can you zoom it? It's hard. What does that say?
Okay, hold on.
Your son positions?
Know your son's positions.
Your son positions. Okay.
And look at the date.
David Ayer. What's the April 29?
Did he just give us
2026?
He just probably gave us a date.
Does that say 2025 or 2026?
April 29th, 2025.
Okay.
Let's pull up a calendar. What day is that? What actual day is it?
I'll tell you in 1 second here. March, April 29th is a Tuesday.
Okay.
I mean, it's a great way for Warner Brothers to try. I mean, because here's the truth, and this is the part that sucks. Most likely, however they release the Ayer Cut, Warner Brothers and more importantly, DC Studios is going to do their damnedest to make it as unsuccessful as possible, or to look as unsuccessful as possible.
Well, they tried it with the Snyder Cut, right? And that's the thing. The fandom will make it a success. We will promote. I've always said this. You guys don't need
David Ayer, if you're listening to this, you want to come to our podcast and the Bat Channel and promote your cut, open invitation here, right now.
I've always said this, okay? WB doesn't need to promote anything. The fans will do it. We did it with Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yep.
Okay. We made that film a success. All Zack did was release a few little clips here and there, character clips. Remember, he did the Dark Side clip, he did the Batman clip, and we pushed that shit. WB didn't spend $1 to market that shit, and they don't need to spend $1 now because we will take care of it. They can try to play the exact same tactics they played last time. Try to pretend like the servers crashed, or they're going to put it on as another film. Tom and Jerry, remember that? Yeah. They'll do their dirty tactics. Let them. At the end of the day, we, the fan base, we will take care of it. We will market this film. We will push it. We will make it a success. We've done it before. We'll do it again. Very simple.
I think it'd be hilarious if they did release the Ayer Cut and the Tom and Jerry thing, just let it queue up James Gunn's Suicide Squad. That would tell you everything you know.
It would have been great if he had some music to that picture, though. The House of Rising Suns from the track. Mm-hmm.
Or maybe from the actual soundtrack.
That's what I'm saying. The Animals, House of Rising Suns, had that play in the background. It's interesting what he said. So
yeah, no, he's definitely hinting at something.
Yep.
And it seems like he's trying to play the same card Zack played. I mean, wasn't it just a month ago we talked about that photo that he released where it was like a timestamp on a film reel?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Zack did very similar things too when he was talking about the different cuts of Zack Snyder's Justice League, the different timestamps.
Remember that Pam Abdi, Mike DeLuca, they're not supporting DCU. So maybe, and this is a big maybe. I don't know. I'm not a scooper. We don't have sources here, so this is just our speculation as fans and based on what we see and read and online. Maybe they said, you know what, Dave, fuck it. Start promoting this shit because they're inside WB. They know, they see the data.
Yeah.
They see that this DCU is gonna tank, and this might be the backup plan. Because Batman, shout out to you because you said this on Skywalker stream the other night. I was watching that stream. The Ayer Cut is already filmed. It's done. And I think I saw that maybe it's scored in VFX. I think it's already ready. I thought it needed a few more things, but even if it needs a few touch-ups, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's already filmed. So if we want to get the Affleck movie, Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 and 3.
It starts with this.
It starts with the Ayer Cut.
Yeah.
Now, if we get the Ayer Cut on Netflix, great. If we get it on Max, great. I don't care. I just want this movie out. We all want this movie out.
Sin Havoc says it's 90% done. That's what he says.
It's 90% done? Okay.
The only part that would
of course, Batman
is that we fund the shit out, make this movie such a huge success that it funds James Gunn's DCU a little longer.
You know what? At that point, it's like you give a little, get a little, right? I wouldn't mind doing it at that point because at least you're giving us the fucking content we're asking for.
Exactly.
True.
Yeah.
Here's the thing that I think about though. I see, I don't trust DC personally, and I don't trust James Gunn. So I see this as maybe more on the ill intent side of things. So they're going to say, okay, April 29th, we're going to release your Suicide Squad and the Ayer Cut. And then July 2025 is when Superman Legacy comes. So they're betting that Superman Legacy is going to have a bigger box office later on than the April 29th Suicide Squad, and be like, see, that just made this whole our universe a success now. So
but how do you compare the two when it's streaming versus versus theatrical, right?
They have their ways. They look at the numbers and side of things. So like if we blow it the buck up, in my opinion. I think we have to
fuck up.
Yeah, we have to show up for April 29th. If it actually comes out, we have to show up and just
too big
water. And then when the July one comes around, we don't really pay attention to this thing, you know, let it go by. And hopefully to them, while they may not release those statistics, they'll see, holy shit, the repeat viewership, the people that were watching, the minutes that were watched from this movie is so much bigger than this other movie we just came up in our new universe that we're trying to expand on. Maybe in the back of their mind, they're going to be scared. And that's, you want to touch some gods? Let's put some fear in the back of the minds of these DC leadership team.
The suits, the executives.
Listen,
right?
just because, yes, Zack Snyder, we got that shit, you know, and we trended and we made it a global phenomenon, 1.4 million tweets. We can do it again, guys. We just need to, first of all, drop the petty fighting between fans.
Yeah.
Stick to the mission, which is get the Ayer Cut release. It doesn't matter where it goes. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What matters is that it gets released. And if it gets released, we'll get Ben Affleck back. Well, we're going to see Ben Affleck. He's already in this movie. So we have to keep going, guys. We have
Listen,
to
I think there's a reason why Ben Affleck didn't give details about his movie when he was at Full Circle. I mean, he was asked questions and he refused to answer certain things.
Yeah.
He did that for a reason, because there is still a chance, guys. But like Phil said, it all starts here. We can't get anything else until this comes out, because it's 90% done. It's 90% done.
Listen, the Snyder Cut was a statement. Like, listen, and it was a big fuck you to Warner Brothers, Warner Media at the time, because you messed up with that, a man's vision, and pretty much blew in your fucking face, and it's still blowing in your face. And now the next one is this one. It might not, and I'm being upfront here, it might not be the grandioso movie that Zack Snyder's Justice League was, but David Ayer is a fucking good director as well. The man has done great movies. Fury. He wrote fucking a Training Day, End of Days. Like, the man can, he might not be at level Zack Snyder, but the man can pull weight. So,
and not only that, but like, this is the connecting tissue to Zack Snyder's Justice League. This is the missing element of the story. This connects right into that, guys. Like, you want that nightmare scene to make sense? Let's see what happened with Batman and Harley and Joker in this version of the movie.
Oh, don't go there. Don't go there. Don't go there. All right, I'm going to go there.
We live in a society where honor is a distant memory. By the way, who do you think screamed the loudest? The girl? Or the boy?
I love how you keep Josh in there.
Of course, I'm gonna keep Josh in there.
Because it's like, dude, I'm telling you, he's gonna eventually get cast as Snyderverse Robin. Like, it's gonna fucking happen.
Dude, can you imagine that?
Oh my god!
All right,
I would say Josh probably screamed the loudest, knowing Josh. So,
oh yeah. No, and Josh had the balls to dress up as Robin and go to 30 more seconds.
30 seconds to Mars, yeah.
Yeah, that was fucking dope.
What a
Shout out to you, Josh. All right,
Amen.
Winty Carr, Green Lantern. You guys fucking got Winty Carr on the damn show. I am envious. I am envious. I've been trying to reach him to please, wait, can you come on our show? We want to meet you. We have so much questions.
You know, he's I get the sense, you know, just from when we got to the few moments that we did get to speak with him, that he is a very humble and kind of private person. Yes. And we all want to see that scene, right? We all want to see him as Green Lantern, as
and that will be the next one.
Yeah,
right after the Ayer cut,
the Emerald cut, getting that scene, that end scene.
Again, guys, we have the pieces, we have the content. It's done. It's filmed. You release the Ayer cut, and the next thing they could do while they're cooking the Affleck movie, while they're cooking ZSJL 2 and 3, and don't give me bullshit. Oh, they're getting old. Fuck you. De-age them. AI is here to stay, motherfucker. All right, so that excuse is off the table. Wayne T. Carr joined the party, and this man gave us the ammunition to start the cell movement, Emblement, and now he's joining to see David Ayer's Suicide Squad. When I saw this, I was like, God damn it. I'm like, thank you, Wayne. Shout out to you, Wayne T. Carr, if you're watching. This it's amazing, dude. Like, I don't know. What do you guys think? What are your thoughts? And the chat, please, the chat. Guys, what do you guys think? Like, we got Green Lantern himself pushing the Ayer cut as well.
Yeah, I think it's
Emerald cut. Yep.
And I think it's dope, man. Like Wayne has been known for supporting these type of trending events. He's done it in the past. He's been supportive of all these movements, and it's nice to see people who have had the opportunity to work with Zach on that professional level, also speak out and say, "Hey, I want to see this too." Release the freaking Ayer cut. It's awesome to see.
We had Brett Colbert.
Yeah,
and he told us, like, straight up, Zach is dope to work with. And everyone who works with Zach has, left with great memories, great experience. And I'm not shocked that Wayne, even though it was brief,
he still supports it till this day, because that kind of thing makes an impression on people, man, working with professionals like that. But the other thing too is that, like, I don't like it's like I also want to see more actors who were a part of these projects come out. And we kind of talked about it behind the scenes a little bit, but it would be not, like, I'm not trying to poke the bear, say you got to do this, you got to do that, but it would be awesome to see Jared Leto throw out a tweet that said, "Hey guys, release the Ayer cut. I want to do it too." It would be nice to see Will Smith, who said I'm pretty sure Will Smith did talk about it once on the during an interview at some kind of red carpet event, said something along the lines of that. Yeah, he would love to have the film released and for people to see it. So I think it would be nice if we could eventually target, these other actors who were within the Snyderverse community to speak out, because, when the release, the Snyder cut happened, Batman said it. Ben Affleck came out and said it, right? Gal Gadot, I'm pretty sure, came out and said it. You had all these prominent people, and when Zach unveiled the Snyder cut to the world, who was there on stream with him to do it? Henry Cavill, right? So we need them. We need these actors to also join in and push this to make it a reality. So it's nice to see Wayne T. Carr and anybody else who has done it. It's nice to see them take the lead and do that. What else? What do you think, Corey? Where's your head at with it?
Yeah, I think that just speaks tremendously to the way Zack Snyder is and who he is and how he directs, that he has these actors and actresses that absolutely love and adore him. Zack Snyder, kind of beat the Hollywood elite with, unreleased cut being released is, and that the way that it was is really unheard of. So we should have never got the Zack Snyder's Justice League, but we did. And it's a tribute to who Zack Snyder is, the people he casts, the way he directs, and the fans that he has. So I agree with you, Rock. I love how he's how there's many actors and actresses out there still supporting him to this day, as well as to his IP. Wayne T. Carr, man, what an amazing man as well. Super genuine human being, and absolutely adore him. Just immediate, just genuine person. That's the best way I can explain him. And some of the being able to talk to him for a little bit, and I still think about his comments about suicide prevention, American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and everything like that. It still gives me chills about what he said with Samantha Wynn and everything like that there. And I'm not surprised to see Wayne T. Carr, even to this day, years after the fact, still supporting the cause, still supporting the mission, and just makes me happy. I know that he's doing it for the right reasons. It's not just like, oh, I'm with Zack Snyder, I'm going for it. He's a genuine good dude. So I'm happy to see that he
even had a picture of wearing a Green Lantern t-shirt a while back. I think it's right on his IG.
You see, one of the things I always wondered is how they would do the Emerald scene. Like, I wondered if Green Lantern was supposed to show up with Jon Stewart. I wonder if that's
the plan. It was Kilowog.
It was but like, if Zach were to go back in and do that, right, and complete that scene, I don't think he would want to remove Martian Manhunter now.
No.
So I'm
here's the thing. They can call.
It would be kind of cool maybe if like the Lanterns showed up after Martian's little speech. You see them show up in the background and go side by side with.
Here's the thing. Here's the good thing about it is that if you think about it, you can leave the Martian, the Green Lantern just the way it is, and you can add Martian Manhunter because that's all CGI. You're not going to see his face. You're gonna. So if he wanted to, he could add him, as an extra right there. But I don't know. But either way, dude, it's been a great week to be a DC Snyder fan. It's awesome that David came out, Wayne came out, and all of you guys out there, just
the community came out like crazy, dude, what you guys pulled off. When was it? On the 5th and the 6th? That was awesome, guys. It is a beautiful thing to see the community and the fandom come together. Doesn't matter what side you're on, we all came together. We all did what we had to do. We all threw out a tweet there. Some of us tweeted a lot more than others. I wish I could have taken part more, unfortunately, but I couldn't. But, it's nice to see that we still have this kind of power where on a whim like this thing wasn't promoted for that long. What did they have? A month or two to promote this event? And the fact that, what was
right?
It? Yeah. Do we know, do we know what the final tally was for,
how many hashtags? I mean,
for the hashtags.
I couldn't find that, unfortunately.
Not sure.
But this is all I need. I don't need the number because we have this. That's all we need. That's pretty much saying that. Listen, release the David Ayer moment. Fans rally for David Ayer's vision for Suicide Squad.
So many people talked about it and retweeted that the algorithm had to spit out something explaining to the general.
Actually, I did a tweet. Hold on. Let me look it up. Hold on. I actually tweeted this on my personal account. Hold on. Let me pull it up. And mind you, I got viciously attacked, but whatever. Oh, Sen Havoc sent something here. Okay. Okay. Where you at, buddy? Where you at?
Margot Robbie didn't support the trending events. That's a telling sign. Yep.
So he sent me a DM here. So Margot Robbie re-signed with Gunn, talking about erasing the previous versions from 2016, and specifically the Ayer Cut. Okay. Again, Margot, I don't give a rat's fuck if you didn't get along with Jared Leto. You're not going to get along with everybody you meet in freaking Hollywood. Okay? And okay, listen, I'm not against you as a performer. I like your movies. I saw Barbie. I went with my sister. And I had to take the Zack Snyder joke, but I was like, whatever. But either way, I like you as an actress, and I support your movies. But here's the thing you need to forget. You forget, we're the ones that go and watch these movies. We're the ones that pay your tickets, the bonuses, everything. So,
you know what? I don't think she gives Ayer enough credit, though, because here's the thing, man. that movie turned her into the star she is today.
Thank you, Rock.
Oh no, it was Wolf of Wall Street. No. Harley Quinn made her a household name.
Yeah.
Whether you like the Wolf
of Wall Street introduced her.
Yes,
the Wolf of Wall Street introduced her into Hollywood.
Harley Quinn made her a star. That I remember specifically that Halloween after that movie came out. Every single chick out there, every girl, everybody. All the females out there dressed up like Harley Quinn. They had their boyfriends cosplay.
They still do.
They still do it, and that's the version that they cosplay as, or they dress up as for Halloween. It's her version. She turned that character and herself into a household name by doing that, by being Harley Quinn, by being in that movie. So for the disrespect towards Ayer and the Ayer cut to be that hard, like. She would not have had Barbie would have not been successful if it wasn't for her being Harley Quinn. I'm telling you.
I didn't watch The Wolf of Wall Street until I found out about her being in that movie after watching.
Because you can't just put any actress into the role of Barbie. You can't just be anybody. And she had established herself with Harley Quinn. Everybody knew she was a household name and a good actress after that movie, and they needed that star power to push Barbie over the edge, and that's what happened.
I thought you saw Barbie for Ryan Gosling, Phil.
For Ryan Gosling?
No. I'm just kidding.
But I stand by that. Barbie would not have done
I'm
the numbers it did if Margot was not in that movie, and if it wasn't for her establishment as Harley Quinn.
Mm-hmm. Look at what I just found. Mr. Nobody. By the way, he's the one who wrote the book, the Rebooted. Look at this was from yesterday.
They released the Ayer Cut, outtrended.
We outtrended Creature Commandos.
And if Sky and Leon, or if what they say is true about how a third party reached out to them, this is why.
Mm-hmm.
Because they did not want us outshining Gun's big week with Creature Commandos.
Oh, poor Gunny Poo.
Bum, bum,
Fuck off, dude.
But that's exactly what it is. And that's why I do tend to believe Sky and Leon when they say a third party asked them to switch the dates. And I'm glad they said.
Yeah. No, now that I see this, it makes sense. It makes perfect sense. Where's that fucking other? What was I looking for? I was looking for a tweet. I lost it because I got distracted because I found this one last second. Oh, okay, now I remember. Hold on. Where is it? Is it this one? No, that's
Unprepared Phil again. Unprepared.
Okay.
I'm just Phil. Dun, 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 dun.
All right, I'll give myself a drop, and it's one that you guys can mock me. Where is it?
Simple Phil.
Oh yeah, where's Simple Phil?
Will never be
Simple Phil, where is it?
You making me happy, Phil.
Focus up now, motherfucker, and say, it's me, Tug.
It's me, Tug.
That's right. Now, Tug who?
Tug who? I don't know. Who are you?
Me? I know who I am. I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude.
Oh, damn, man. Everybody's gay once in a while. Hell yeah. Damn.
Oh, we got the chat going again. Sin Havoc, Simple Phil. Phil the simple one. Unprepared Phil, Qatar.
Mix you up some crab apples now.
Hey yeah, man.
Dude, I forgot that. Damn, I got distracted. Damn it.
You better put another drop in then.
Forrest Gump. He ain't
man.
started. He's a goddamn war hero. I don't care what anyone says. That is still modern day one of the best comedy movies ever.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Agreed 100%.
Apple bottom jeans.
Yeah, South Cali. You look more shredded than a Julian salad, man. What's the secret? Any tips? I'm trying to get my sip up.
Oh, I have that one. Hold on. I think I have that one. Hold on. Do I have that one?
Yeah.
Hold on.
We are getting canceled tonight. I apologize, Lethal Geeks.
No, dude, no.
Dude, this is great content. Like, this shit's going viral.
Because we're tired of being your trail donkeys, acting like you some one-man GPS. God damn it! We lost. We fucking super lost, man. Tell them, McCluskey. Tell them what time it is.
I don't believe you people.
Huh? What do you mean, you people?
What do you mean, you people?
Huh?
I think what Tug means is you people,
look at
you
his eyes,
actors,
man.
you people.
Look at them beady white
You're
people
talking to me.
eyes.
I gotta get back to the answers.
One more.
You got to cross some fucking lines.
Guys, relax. You know what? Fuck that, man. I'm sick of this koala hugging nigga telling me.
For 400 years, that word has kept us down.
What the fuck?
Took a whole lot of time just to get up that hill. Now we up in the big leagues. Kid, not turning back. Long as we live, it's you and me, baby.
That's the theme song for the Jeffersons. You really need help.
And just because the theme song don't make it not true.
Oh no, guys. Bad look. Bat Dan thoughts. Never saw or heard of that movie. He's never seen Tropic Thunder.
I fucking hate you, Bat Dan.
Bat Dan.
Good night. Yep.
Bat Dan.
Wait, I'm gonna ban you from the stream for that one.
Can we do a watch party right now? Let's bring Bat Dan on.
I mean, this is fun, but
encore. Do you want more?
Oh, Bat Dan.
We love you, Bat Dan, but you're getting roasted after this.
Oh, man. All
right. Back to topic. Okay, I found it. So this was the one. So I found this one. Also, the fight for the Ayer Cut inside the Release the Ayer Cut movement. Can you guys read it? Hold on.
Barely.
There. So this is another one that Gronk came out with, and I shared this on.
So this is Grok, the Twitter AI.
Right there. Yeah, the Twitter AI. Yeah. So the same one that I showed you earlier, this is another one. And again, this is what people, average Joes, general audience, are when they see that we trend. The AI is making this.
I'm gonna read it out. I'm gonna read it out so the people who can't. David, so it says the fight for the Ayer Cut inside the hashtag Release the Ayer Cut movement, and this was updated December 6th. David Ayer, director of the 2016 film Suicide Squad, has publicly advocated for the release of his original cut of the movie, known as the Ayer Cut. This version, he claims, significantly differs from the studio release, offering a truer reflection of his artistic vision. Fans and industry insiders have supported this cause with the hashtag Release the Ayer Cut, drawing parallels to the successful campaign for Zack Snyder's Justice League. Discussions highlight potential scenes like interactions between Batman and the Joker and different portrayals of characters such as Harley Quinn and Diablo. The movement underscores a broader fan base. What does that say? A broader fan base frustration with studio interference in DC films, pushing for the respect and realization of a director's original vision.
And this is
so look, the AI gets it. How does WB not get it? If the AI gets it, how does WB not? No comprende? Like, come on.
I know, man.
Ego. You said it, man. Ego.
So, the truck. Now we're going to talk about the truck. But before that, please, if you're new here, like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Also, go visit our friends, the Bat Channel. Go to their channel. They are awesome. They do good content. They will entertain you.
We will have a link to their channel too in the description of the stream afterwards, guys.
So, guys, thank you.
Are you guys not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained?
Drop it, dude.
Yeah.
And the funny thing about that is I actually just picked up this week.
Yeah, let's go.
And the reason why I picked up the 4K was because I had just watched the movie on Netflix before I went to go see Gladiator 2. Nice. Now, when I was watching it on Netflix, I couldn't help but feel like this wasn't the full movie. Like, what's going on? Because I remembered seeing things differently. Well, it turns out because originally I saw the extended cut. So this has both the theatrical and extended cut on it. So I am looking forward to rewatching this later on this week. I am going to check out the extended cut once more. And with that being said, guys, Gladiator 2. You guys, everybody in the chat, everybody on this panel, if you have not seen Gladiator 2, that is your homework for this week. Because our next episode, we're spoiling the shit out of that movie. We are going to talk about it in our next episode.
We're going to do it now, but
unfortunately, our guests haven't seen it yet.
You know what? Kimmy, we kind of talked about this backstage, but give me the elevator pitch why we should see. Like, we just watched Gladiator 1, the extended edition, just last week. It was my first time seeing it. Trey's seen it numerous times before, but finally, Trey, we watch it in preparation to seeing it.
Oh my God, Bad Dad!
Oh, dude, you're banned. You're banned. You're banned. Banned.
These are like
hold on. Where's the drop? Wait. Okay, Bad Dad. I love you, but I'm just messing. I love you. I'm just fucking with you, Bad Dad. I'm playing.
Give us your elevator pitch, Rock and Phil, on why we should see it specifically in theaters when we don't got a Russell Crowe in there. So
okay, I will start off.
Real quick, and we'll talk to later. Go ahead.
Paul Mescal, who plays the main gladiator in this movie, is phenomenal. Okay, he looks the part. He's jacked. Okay, I don't want to spoil it too much, so I got to be very careful with what I say here. But there are so many parallels to him with the character of Maximus from the first movie. I'm not going to explain how. I'm not going to do any of that. But it all makes sense, and it was all done so well. It's like what they tried to do was just take everything from the first movie and just make it grander, make it bigger, make it, they take it to that next level. There's some hits and misses. I'm not going to lie. Okay. When we spoil this, I'm going to talk about what I liked and what I didn't like, what was a hit, what I thought was a miss.
I might actually go watch it again. Just to get extra. I think we should do that.
But dude, the cast in this movie was so good. Like, I know I've been reading a lot of people complain about Denzel because of his accent in the movie, how he doesn't really have, like, let's say, a Roman accent. But
I didn't give a shit about
it. I didn't give a shit, bro. And his character,
had Roman accents in the first one.
Well, they kind of explained it in the movie where he's from, so he wouldn't have a Roman accent. You know what I mean? But just people are being nitpicky online. But dude, he delivers. Paul Mescal delivers. Denzel delivers. You really grow to hate Denzel by the end of this movie. And as a Denzel fan, I never thought I could hate Denzel. But by the time you get to this movie, the end of this movie, whew,
you hated Denzel?
Ooh, bro.
Just tell
because it does. You don't understand the full depths of what he's trying to do, literally, until we get to that third act when it all comes together and makes sense. And when you see the type of character he plays, there are so many parallels to society and politics of today.
Yep.
There's so many things you could draw parallels from. It really is a story of how, in my opinion, when you see this play out, how much things actually haven't changed. Okay? I like I said, and I thought it was great. I loved it. I loved the acting. Paul Mescal really made an impression on me. I really didn't know who this kid was until I seen this movie. Apparently, he's been in quite a bit. But this should break him out. like he deserves all the credit he's getting from me and from others for his character in this movie. That is my pitch for you guys to go see it. Yeah, and you know what, dude? I would love to have a private talk with you guys afterwards once you've seen the movie, because I'd love to know what you guys thought too. So
yeah, that'd be fun.
Now, just one question: does at the end Denzel Washington have
by the way, we're hearing some echo.
Oh, whoops!
No, we're good. You're far away, Trey.
We're okay. No, we're okay. We're okay.
We're good.
Yeah, we're good.
A monologue that says King Kong got nothing on me.
He has a few good lines. I'll say that he has some standouts. Okay, you will enjoy his. If you like Denzel, there's no way you can't enjoy his movies. You know what I mean? Like he brings his A game to everything he does. But it's just like you have to see it.
Watch the movie.
You have to see it.
The only thing that kind of annoyed me was there's no Hans Zimmer. That's the only thing.
Oh, Hans didn't compose it.
No
so
Hans Zimmer.
Really
Yeah.
You know what? And I'll be honest, from my perspective, like I like, to me, this like a score is important, but you know, for me, it's more about the story that's being told. It's about the action. It's about all that kind of stuff. All of that fucking hit, bro. All of that was like 9s and 10s for me.
He did it with Harry Gregson Williams, who works with Hans a lot, so he has a similar style. So yeah, it's not Hans, but okay.
And I even spent
the music wasn't bad, but it was. But you can tell
it wasn't Hans. You know, because his style is so. It's one of a kind. You know what I mean?
He is the GOAT right now.
Guys, when you hear Hans Zimmer,
you know. Yeah. But like I said, man, it's worth every penny. I actually spent the extra money and checked it out in the D-box seats. So like that, you know, like when the horses are galloping, the seat is just like, bah, 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 bah.
Cool.
Like everything. It was yeah, dude. It was really cool. I had a great time with it. And you know what? Just like Phil said, I'll probably go see it a second time because
that's great.
Well, you saw me. I'm going to see it in theaters.
Good. All right, back on topic.
The Ayer Cut truck pulled up on Warner Brothers. And shout out to Just Ben, who I believe he was the one who organized the truck. And what more? Oh yeah, and Mrs. Ayer, shout out to Hannah Ayer, also blown away of how us real people, not bots, not shills, actual average Joe Schmoes support this. This is what more proof do you need? We are the ones promoting this. And like we said earlier, like, listen, if WBD doesn't want to promote the Ayer Cut, don't. We'll fucking promote it.
100%.
Again, we will promote it. David Ayer, if you're listening, open invitation to come into the Lethal Geeks and promote the release, the Ayer Cut, if it comes out or when it comes out. And I'm sure the Bat Channel would love to have you as well, because if we did this for Zach, we will gladly do it for you also, David Ayer. Let me say that one more time so it's documented in this stream. David Ayer, open invitation to come to the Lethal Geeks podcast and the Bat Channel to come and promote the release of your cut when it comes out. Open invitation. You just reach out to us and
we'll make it happen.
We'll make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't even have to just say, hey, this is David Ayer or his representatives. Like, done. It's already done. Just tweet us out and it's done. Now, this is our friend, the Batflick, who shared this.
There's a whole lot that you say before Suicide Squad, so absolutely love it.
Expecting a different result when they got hammered.
Can you imagine how annoyed all the ELT members of Warner Brothers must have been? And James.
Come again, I'm sorry?
Could you imagine how irritated they must have been? Walking out to get coffee, lunch, and they just see that big ass truck, just like
that was the whole point.
That was the whole fucking point. Yeah, it's the way to do it. Put it in their faces, but I just can't imagine that they're like, seriously, like, what the hell?
Didn't we launch Creature Commandos this week?
Yeah, and we outtrended Creature Commandos, mind you. We outtrended it.
But the thing is, too, is it goes back to what Phil said. Real people are invested in this. Real people want to see this. You don't get trucks in front of your studios from bot accounts. That's not how this works.
I actually contribute for this campaign. I actually donated so Just Ben, shout out to you if you're watching, could organize this truck and put it into their fucking face. So I also am one of the ones that pledged for this because, enough is enough. It's time to fucking start fighting fire with fire and shove it into their faces.
Oh, man, that's
awesome. And we proved the fucking point. We proved the fucking point just with Creature Commando. I just showed you the tweets right there. We outtrended Creature Commandos. And maybe we outtrended for even more because that was one screenshot. It wasn't the actual tally.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't be surprised if we
Oh, of course we did, bro. Like I said, you get to take a look at the numbers just of what James Gunn is promoting. And he's getting no traction at all right now.
Look at it. It's a bot truck.
A bot truck. But that's what I was getting at, is that we are real fans. We are spending our hard-earned dollar on what we want to see. We are invested in this universe. We want to see the completed vision. That's what this comes down to. We want to see the completed vision. You can't sell us on half a story. You gave us Zack Snyder's Justice League. You got to complete it now. You got to complete the story. We need this. We need the Batfleck movie. We need ZSJL 2, and we need ZSJL 3. And we are not going to shut up until we get those films.
And we're not saying stop what you're doing.
No, do what you're doing. But you have the opportunity to do it Elseworlds. Do it Elseworlds. Wrap this up so that we can get the closure that we need, so that we can move on to your universe. That's why I can't invest myself into a new universe if you guys are going to pull the rug out from us again. You got to give us something so that we know you're not going to do that. What better way to do that than by finishing our story, finishing what the fans have been asking for years now.
Amen.
Trey, your take.
I mean, you guys pretty much said it. I was kind of, as you guys were talking about it, and when you said finish the story, it kind of just popped up in my head. And Corey knows where I'm going with this. Imagine like WWE hit its all-time biggest numbers because they did something very simple. They gave the fans what they wanted, and what that was the whole hashtag finish the story.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Imagine if WWE decided to handle it like Warner Brothers decided and just said, no, we're going to do the Rock versus Roman fight.
Oh,
Cody's story is finished.
There would have been riots in the ring, bro. There would have been riots in the ring.
And you know what? AEW probably would be the competition that defeats WWE. But they gave the people what they want. They finished the story, and now look at WWE. They're making all this shit ton of money, and it's funny like that because you kind of go, "Well, Trey, that's two different things."
It's not. It's entertainment. Exactly. Yeah. It's entertainment, and it goes to show that people will spend their money on what they believe in, what they love.
Yeah.
So go ahead, finish your point, Trey.
It was just coming to it as that finishing the story, giving people the chance to transition, right, to a new era of that style of storytelling. Here, they, like you said, they just pulled out of the rug. They just said, "Oh, that's it. Oh, we're going to tease you with Black Adam." Just kidding. Oh, by the way, Peacemaker is also going to do this really shitty cameo But according to James Gunn, that never happened anymore. But yet, Peacemaker season 1 is still canon. Like,
except for that one scene. Like, how does that make sense? Like, you're not. How are you supposed to introduce a new audience to this? Let's say you're brand new to Peacemaker. You want to have you want to experience that show. You want to experience DC for the very first time. You say, okay, I'm going to tune into Peacemaker because I can watch it on HBO Max. If that's your first introduction to this world, and you see the Justice League show up, and then all of a sudden you start watching season 2, and it's like, they never acknowledge it. They pretend like it doesn't happen, whatever. It's like, you're not, how are you drawing in your audience? I don't understand. It doesn't make sense to me. Yeah. It does not make any sense to me. James Gunn's whole method here of just picking and choosing what he wants to be canon and what he doesn't want, it doesn't work. It doesn't work, man.
Yeah. I can't imagine how embarrassed the execs had to be this day that they see this truck roll up, and like just that pit of your stomach of like, oh, we probably fucked up, and yeah, you fucked up.
Not only that, the shareholders. I showed you the chart. I showed you the stock market. That shit didn't go up. It just it went up like 20 cents. That's it. 20 cents is nothing.
Sadly,
nothing.
I think Warner Brothers has done enough IP damage to the DC brand that it's going to take a while for it to be fixed. I think there's a fast track way to get it fixed and start producing money for them called the Snyderverse. But,
it's so true, man. It's like all you got to do is ignore everything except for what Zach did. It's Man of Steel, BVS, ZSJL. Continue the story from there. Nobody else needs to pay attention to fucking anything else. That's it.
Well, and the silly part
just finish the story. That's it. Just finish it.
Yeah. And the silly part is when you think about the amount of money that Zach did make them with Man of Steel, with BVS, he said BVS alone with the physical sales gave him double the profits.
Yep.
Like,
because everybody wanted to see that extended cut too.
Exactly.
So I was invested in buying the fucking Blu-ray because you didn't give me the fucking story in the theater.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, but the issue also is the general audience doesn't give a shit about the numbers of physical sales. They the sales, the media care about the box office.
Yeah. But WB knew that they had an issue the day after BVS was released because what did they do? They had to go and release that Steppenwolf scene because too many people were asking questions, right?
Yep. Right.
So they had to go and do that, and then they had to okay, guys, a longer cut is coming, blah, blah. But you ruin, I listen, I know some people love the theatrical version. I get it, Trey. You explained it earlier, and I hear you. But the thing is for that general audience, they really needed that extra 30 minutes for it to make sense to them.
Yes.
Okay? And had WB not have been greedy and not have cut that out so that they could put more asses and more seats and more people in the seats and sell more fucking tickets, because that's what it all came down to, had they have kept those 30 minutes in, they would have had a much more coherent story for the general audience to digest and accept. And I'm telling you, if that had happened, we would have never had what had happened with Justice League.
Well, and you know what's so funny about it? Because a lot of the things, and this is a problem with Hollywood, I think, as well. Granted, there is some truth to it. There is when it comes to the business side of theaters and how long showings are and how many showings they can do. But really what we've seen is it really doesn't matter how long your movie is anymore, because look at what frickin' James Cameron did. He literally told the studios, they asked, Disney said, bro, you got to cut down Avatar 2. And you know what he said? I freaking built this studio with Titanic. I'll do what I want. He literally said that in his interview, that he's like, I told him, I was like, fuck off, I'm doing what I want. And gave us the 3-hour cut.
And what was the result?
Billions.
Yep.
Almost
billion at the box office, billion in physical sales. Like, come on.
Yeah. So,
and they're gonna do the Pandora theme on Disney World, I think.
Yeah, I think I heard something like that. Yeah. So I mean, It doesn't matter about movie duration anymore. If the movie is good, people will stay, people will buy the tickets, and it just goes to show that Warner Brothers was a bunch of premature, immature idiots that didn't know what they were doing and had no faith in the process. And they really should have. Their expectations were unreasonable to be like, we need $1 billion for each freaking film. The fact that you were showing up with a brand new Superman film, you already made all the profit that you need to on that. It did a great number. $650 million. Holy shit. That's
and then you also factor in the Blu-ray sales, you factor in the DVD sales, you factor in all the merchandise. Merchandise, because that's the thing, bro. There for the last 10 years, it was Zack Snyder's Superman emblem on everyone's fucking shirts, bro.
Yeah.
I seen it with my own eyes. That was the Superman that our generation connected to.
Yes. And if I heard correctly, I think Zach also talked about the amount of product placement and sponsorships they got for Man of Steel covered the cost already.
That's why you
saw
like
the one with PBS with the Turkish, the Turkish and the
not only that, but you saw Sears in the movie at the time. You saw what was it, the pancake place, IHOP or something like that, right? So all that product placement did help keep the budget down.
Yes,
which
is insane. Like the fact that they were making pure profit on all these movies, and then you get something like Wonder Woman, which Gal Gadot at the time did not cost much to be in that film, and really neither
because she wasn't a household name at the time. Really, what did she have behind her? That was because she had Fast and Furious, right?
And she was a small role, and they killed her off pretty quickly. Sorry for the spoiler alerts. But the fact that movie did absolutely insane. And not only that, so many people regard that, Hollywood in general regards that first movie one of the greatest superhero movies of all time. It's iconic to little girls especially. And
just that no man's land scene, bro. Like as a fan of comic books, to see that scene play out in real life was fucking spectacular, man.
You didn't need to, and what was the best part? You could really feel Zach his influence. Bat Dan, just whatever, dude. You just at this point, just call yourself Bat Dan. No movie thoughts.
Bat Dan, no thoughts.
No thoughts. Bat Dan, no thoughts on movies I haven't seen. I love you, Bat Dan.
But he has seen the Poovers.
He did see the Pooh. But
let's get back to Bat Dan. All right, we're gonna give Bat Dan a drop. Hold on, let me keep going, and I'm gonna find a perfect drop for Bat Dan. Go ahead, keep going. Finish your point, Trey.
Finish your point, buddy.
Sorry, you're right. God, now I got Pooh Bears stuck in my mind. I think just basically what we're saying is the Snyderverse was insanely successful, profitable. Just the fact that they just assumes that DC, well, this is the Trinity. They need to be breaking $1 billion everywhere. And it's like, that's unreasonable because even Marvel didn't do that with a lot of their characters. Hell, even the first Captain America movie was completely failed in the box office. It lost money, But
and it's funny because that was one of the points Rock had brought up when he was talking about Black Adam with the with everything he was trying to do. Because when you actually do take a look at the numbers that Black Adam did, it was like literally right there with Iron Man. So for what he was trying to do with rebooting the universe, it's funny that people still say, it was a failure. It was a failure. And what I don't like is how people will connect Henry Cavill to that, thinking that people should have gone out to go see Black Adam just to go see 30 seconds of Henry Cavill that was already spoiled all over the internet the week prior. That's not a fair assessment, if you ask me. That's not a fair ask of the audience.
True. And I think the problem with that particular situation as well was DC and Warner Brothers created so much division within the fandom that it had to be all or nothing for a lot of people. It had to be.
It had to be the black suit. It had to be the score. The Junkie XL. What is Junkie? Is that his name? Junkie XL.
Tom
Hulkenberg. Man of Steel.
Yeah, it had to. They wanted his Superman theme, not the Donner theme. And I understand that sentiment because I was one of those people as well. Because
like a cop out.
Yes, that's what it was. It's like you want us. You're asking the Snyderverse to go and support this, but you're not connecting it to the elements that make the Snyderverse.
Yeah.
And that was the fear. So I understand that fear. I understand why fans were reserved when it came to that. I totally get that.
Yeah.
All right. Here's the drop from Batman, and we'll move to our final topic. Batman, I love you, buddy, but I'm roasting you tonight.
This is the last Grossman. Who is this?
This is Flaming Dragon!
Oh, okay. Flaming Dragon. Fuckface. First, take a big step back and literally fuck your own face! Now, I don't know what kind of pan-Pacific bullshit power play you're trying to pull here, but Asia Jack is my territory. So whatever you're thinking, you better think again. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to head down there, and I will rain down on a godly fucking firestorm upon you. You're gonna have to call the fucking United Nations and get a fucking binding resolution to keep me from fucking destroying you. I am talking scorched earth, motherfucker! I will massacre you! I will fuck you up!
That's awesome. I do want to say one more thing about the.
Go ahead. All right. Go ahead. We'll wrap up the last time. Go ahead.
Yeah, he freaks me out, man. Batman, come on, bud. One thing that I do want to say, because I'd like to end on a positive with that Ayer Cut truck. It's awesome that the fans supported it, and if anything, I hope that the executives and the suits there realize, holy shit, it's 8 years after the fact this movie came out, and there's people who still want to see the original cut, the Ayer Cut, as a film even today. So like that's the positives I hope that they see, not that we're trying to screw over everything that they have going on. And that's
and that's the thing. We've said it on this podcast before, man. Like, we're good with James Gunn's DCU coming out. Do your thing, but just don't ignore us, man. Don't neglect us. There's no reason for it. There is absolutely no reason. All you're doing is alienating the fan base.
If you give us what we want, we'll support DCU. Honor the past so we can embrace the future.
The future,
yeah. It's that simple. And I said this before. I said it on Sill's channel way back when I used to go on his channel. Like, if they would give us this, I would support James Gunn. I might not like what he's showing us now. I don't want to see necrophilia and an old man. You know what? I'm not going to. But I would give it a chance. I would give it a chance. Meaning, if you were to give me the content that I want, I would buy the ticket and go watch your movie. I would give it a chance. I would critique it later because
the animosity wouldn't be there from having that rug pulled out from underneath us, which is what I was saying earlier, right?
Right.
So, yeah, I hear you, Phil.
All right, so final topic. Well, we've been talking about this, but this is also something that now, because of us campaigning, and again, shout out to all of you out there who are watching, support us, subscribe to the channel and to the Bat channel. You guys are the ones that keep us humble.
Nice.
Fighting. I saw that. We keep fighting for what we want. We're making fucking noise. And guess what? The trades can't hide it anymore. They cannot hide it. They won't. They cannot hide it.
This is the Hollywood Reporter, guys. Okay? And this is what I was going back to, was saying earlier about and I know a lot of people might give me crap for this, but it's not about the hashtag. Yes, it's important that we do these trending events and that we trend, but it's not about which hashtag you use. It's about keeping the conversation going. Because when we keep the conversation going, this is the result. They have to talk about us. They have to talk about us.
And if this shows up in articles like this, guess who else gets to see this? Wall Street!
Money
people.
Money.
Mm-hmm.
The money people read this shit. Because this is where they're like, okay, what studio is making money, what's making profits, how are their quarterly earnings going, this and that, with their content, with their IPs.
But you know what, Phil? It's not just the money people, though. Something like the Hollywood Reporter, that is directed to just the general movie audience. So now this subject is now being introduced to the general movie audience that might not have known about what the Ayer Cut is or what we're campaigning for, right? That's why it's so important to keep these conversations going and to get this kind of exposure.
Demi Ray, yes, 2 articles came from the Hollywood Reporter. That is true. Yeah. I just pulled this one, but it doesn't matter because we're not going to read it. We're not going to read through it. What matters is they're talking about it.
Yes.
We're talking about it. We're not talking about Creature Commandos. We're not talking about DCU. Mm-hmm. We did briefly. And I promise you guys we're going to keep it brief. The rest of this stream has been all Ayer Cut.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and a little Gladiator, but most of it because
Gladiator was a badass movie. That's why.
Badass movie.
And just Batman for not seeing any fucking movies.
Damn it, Batman. I want to spend 20 minutes talking about
Batman. I get shit all the time, so now it's time to roast you, buddy. And I take it like a man. Guys, this is going to happen sooner or later. 2025 is going to be fucking nuts because yes, DCU is up against Fantastic Four, which honestly I might just pass on it. Jurassic, I kind of got tired of dinosaurs. Nothing against the original Jurassic Park, but I got tired of dinosaurs. One Punch Dan. Okay, Batman. Okay, I'll throw you some love. One Punch Dan is coming out the same date that Superman is coming out. So yes.
It's funny. Batman probably won't see that movie either.
Don't be like that. Don't be Come on. Don't hurt his feelings. Don't hurt his feelings. He's joking. Batman, he's joking.
I'm joking, Batman.
As his can tell you,
what's Batman getting out here? Trey forgot the name of Alderaan.
Alderaan?
Alderaan.
Wait, what?
Trey forgot the name of Alderaan during one of our Star streams. Yes, I did forget it. But if you see our breakdowns, Batman, I go quite in depth on a lot of things. I didn't. That's at least I actually watched them.
Oh man. Anyways, all right.
Is this the hold on, Pat Havoc, is this the one? Or hold on, or did you tweet me? Hold on. I get messages. Okay. Okay, just tell me if this is the one or not.
Yeah, he said yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, great, gotcha. All right, thank you. All right. It's easier if you just tweet me when you need me to highlight something. Best tweet me to my personal DM. That way I'll know.
Yeah, stuff can get lost in the chat really easy.
Yeah, exactly. All right. But yes, this is what I like about it. I love that we're still, as a community, we're still fighting for this. We're still passionate about this because that's at the end of the day, we're DC fans. We just want good content. And the money is there, guys. You just gotta take it. We're right here. The wallets are nice and filled and ready to spend on content on DC, but not any DC. We want
quality. And it's a trend throughout all of their properties right now. Like it's a trend with their video games. Their video games are shit right now because they're not good quality.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
Tell them what I told you the other day. Tell them
about what
the Suicide game. Go ahead, tell him.
I can't remember. What did you tell me?
Is it about the cost it is now? How it
$5.
Is that what it's called? $5?
The deluxe edition that you had to pay for, was it $110 something?
Yep.
Like that?
Yep.
Is now $5. That means it's
Wow.
shit.
It's done. It's dead. It's that's sad, man. Like that's DC now. That's not only is that that's the Arkhamverse, bro. That's the Arkhamverse.
They got so much shit from how they handled some of the characters in that. You know, I mean, won't spoil it if people are planning on playing it, but the fact that they dishonored some very important characters in that shit is telling to what Warner Brothers thinks, you know, about
look what our boy Sin Havoc said.
Suicide Squad kills the Justice League, lost over $300 million. Yep. Yep. I think it was one of the biggest financial failures for WB when it comes to video games ever. Wow. You know, and on top of that, I don't know if you guys follow any of that video game stuff, but they're also having a really hard time right now with MK1, Mortal Kombat 1. That's also been flopping real hard from what I've been hearing.
Yes.
So,
did you guys see this also? Screen Rant question: should they release?
Oh, I did not know that. Oh wow.
Did not. I try to avoid Screen Rant because a certain drinker, you know, associates with them.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
Big media.
Okay, here it is.
MK1 has Pissmaker in it. Yeah, it does. My son loves playing as him for some reason.
All right, is this the one you were referring to?
David Ayer responds to fans shutting down Suicide Squad director's cut chances, an opportunity to see what I actually intended. When was this dated?
28 minutes ago.
Oh, so it's new. Okay.
So today, because it's midnight. It's 12.
It's 12:30. Yeah, it's Sunday now.
Yeah, I got an early flight. So we gotta wrap this up. So yeah, dude, like listen, again, I don't care what article comes out. The point is it's coming out and the conversation's going.
We continue in the conversation. Exactly.
Continue the conversation. Demi Ray, I'm gonna give you a drop and then we'll close out. So I'm gonna give you one of the new ones.
Ooh. You go to hell! I am so out of here!
Go on, get out of here, you fucking pain in the ass! You crazy pain in the ass! Get the fuck out of here!
You!
Go ahead, go back to turning tricks and Hoboken, you pain in the ass! How's it going? Hey, food.
Batman. I saw what Beyond the Night said. Please, you've seen this one, right? Please. This is one of the greatest comedies, man.
We already know he didn't see it. Don't let
Oh my god.
Did he?
You're good, you. You're good, Phil. You're good, Phil.
All right, Phil, real quick before we close out, too, I want to remind the audience one more time about the giveaway. So,
all right,
let's do that real quick, and then we'll close out.
And we'll do final thoughts. Hold on. Let me pull it up here again.
Bat Dan thoughts. I have not. He hasn't seen it.
Oh my God, Bat Dan! I'm gonna fly to Chicago, and I'm gonna sit you down, kick your ass a little bit, and then tie you on a chair, and I'm gonna make you watch a shitload of movies because I love you, buddy. It's because I love you.
Throw in a little bit of punishment there. Give him a couple of gun films as well.
I like that.
We'll strap him to a chair and make him watch the Guardians trilogy.
All Creature of Commandos.
No, Peacemaker. Let's make him watch Peacemaker. With the farts and all that.
That punishment the Saw movies never could reach, you know.
I'll fly out and decorate his house for Christmas.
Oh man, Bat Dan, we love you, buddy. It's all love. All right, RawkTalks. Remind our guest and audience about our giveaway, and then we'll throw
perfect. All right, real quick. Once again, guys, this is the Lethal Geeks Christmas giveaway. We are giving away a Nightmare McFarlane Batman figure and the deluxe editions of 80 Years of Batman, which is Detective Comics, and 80 Years of Superman Action Comics. The only thing you have to do to win this prize is go on our social media pages. We got our Instagram, we got our Twitter, we got our YouTube community tab. All three of those platforms have a picture posted very similar to this one. All you got to do is click like and make sure you are following us on that platform. So if you like the photo on Instagram, you make sure you're following us on Instagram. You like the photo on Twitter, you make sure you're following us on Twitter. If you like the photo on the YouTube channel, you make sure you're following us on the YouTube channel. You guys can do that. You guys do it on all three platforms. You'll have 3 times the chances to win this prize. We are going to tally up everything, and we're going to take a look at all that data before we decide to pick a winner. So yeah, very simple, guys. That's all you got to do. Go to our social media pages, follow, and like. And then on the very first podcast of the new year, which is set to take place on January 4th, we will be announcing a winner.
And I'm going to announce this right here, right now. Batman will be our first guest for 2025.
Awesome.
Is it a watch party or
No, that will be, he's already been in the panel, but and he did film with us for the film vault, which we're trying to we're
working on it. We're working on it.
Does he know that first show is a roast?
Oh yeah. We're gonna roast him.
The roast of Batman.
No, Batman. Batman invited me to his channel, and we saw Lethal Weapon. He'd never seen Lethal Weapon before. So when I beat when I beat the living shit out of you, I'm gonna put salt in you. If you know, you know. Put some salt right there, and it's gonna burn, baby. All right. Final thoughts, guys. Final thoughts, because this boy has got to go to bed.
All right, we'll let the brothers go first. Trey, you're up.
Trey, you're up.
Well, first off, gents, this was too much fun. I want to thank you guys for having Super Bro and I, and let us talk about our journey, and more importantly, talking this to us. While DC hasn't been fun to talk about lately, it's fun talking with you guys, with the community, because we're all feeling it. We're all feeling a bit of the pain, but we have some hope. We have some things to look forward to, like the Ayer Cut. And I think if this community can get back to that unity, I'm not talking about the whole us united thing, because I think a lot of people throw that with a negative vibe. But like, if we can come together when the world became a Justice League, really,
you can do it again.
Yeah, someone said in the chat, it's the fate of the Ayer Cut is in our hands. The fate of the Snyderverse is in our hands. That goes not just from the DC stuff, that also goes to the Army of the Dead stuff and Rebel Moon. I want more of Rebel Moon too. See, this is the part I feel a struggle within myself, because I'm like, I need the Snyderverse, I need the DC content, I need to finish the story. At the same time, I also want Zach to grow a clone so that way he can work on more Rebel Moon. So, hey, whatever it is, just be nice.
I wouldn't be surprised if Eli takes over.
That would be cool. I'd be down for his son to take over. And I've seen some of his film projects for school, and he's talented. He's going to be a dangerous.
He takes after his dad. The apple doesn't far fall from the tree.
He's gonna be something pretty soon here.
Like the kid has been with him since Watchmen, then 300. So and now, I wouldn't be shocked if okay, let's say Zach comes out with Rebel Moon Part 3, and then okay, Eli, you do the rest of the Rebel Moons while I.
Wasn't there a rumor back in the day that he was supposed to play Robin? That he was going to get his son?
Yeah, there was a rumor.
I heard something about that. Yeah. I mean, so whatever it is, keep it together. Let's, if it helps to, I feel like one thing that really helped the community stay united in a way and like have that goal. Yes, it was the content, it was the artist integrity. But I also feel like maybe if we got back on the train of like really supporting AFSP again, or something that David Ayer really finds that he really supports. I think he really digs Wounded Warriors because of his military background. So maybe it's something like that to like really show the positive sides of this community and fight for the things that we're passionate about, like this particular content. So be good. Enjoy the holidays. Merry Christmas, everybody. And like I said, these two, if you don't subscribe to the Lethal Geeks,
subscribe to the Bat Channel as well.
Yeah.
Let me just say, if you don't subscribe to the Lethal Geeks, man, then you're gonna go full retard. Okay, I'm just gonna say it, man. Never go full
That's awesome. That's awesome, man. Thank you so much, Corey, brother. Your final thoughts.
No, I man, this was such fun tonight. It's been a while since Trey and I have streamed, so this was a good get back to it. It was a blast doing it here on the Lethal Geeks podcast with, of course, you, Phil, and Rock. It's been an absolute blast. I can't thank you guys enough. It's been a great conversation. Definitely subscribe to the Lethal Geeks podcast. You guys are doing some awesome stuff. I love what your foundation is. Being a place for everybody and your support for AFSP. Trey, I freaking love your Wounded Warriors push idea with the Ayer Cut thing. I think that needs to become cool. A thing as well too. Yeah, man, I just had a damn good time tonight.
Awesome. Thank you.
We had some laughs, that's for sure. That's for sure. I can't
That day I got roasted tonight. That was like,
we do love you.
Yeah, it was Bat Dan's night. Like I said, 2 weeks ago was Phil's night. Tonight is Bat Dan's night.
Yeah.
But anyways, guys, I want to say thank you guys so much for coming on our show. One thing I have noticed is that you guys have been very, very supportive on our social media. I do see you guys clicking like and sharing, and that stuff. I take notice of that, and I really do appreciate that because you guys are a big. You guys are a big part of this community. So to have your support, thank you. You know what I mean? And yeah, man, just from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys for coming on our show. It means a lot to me to be able to connect with you guys, for us to be able to have these conversations, for us to bring on guests from every corner of this DC fandom and geek out, because that's what this show is all about. So yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you. Pleasure.
So first of all, guys, thank you very much to you two for being with our podcast. Definitely, guys, open invitation. We could definitely do this again.
You guys are coming back. You guys are coming back.
Definitely coming back. It was a blast. This is what I like about it. Like this, we never thought, Rox and I, when we talked privately, we never thought it would get this. No, actually, he did. I didn't. That's reality. I never thought that at one point in time I would become a content creator, YouTuber, because that wasn't my intention. I was just a loyal soldier in the community. Hashtag sell, hashtag restore, hashtag make. Like that's all I was involved with. Yeah. Obviously, a fallout happened. I won't. You know what I mean. We're not going to get to that. And I felt obligated. You know what? I need to step up. People need to, I was like I said, I wasn't at no point in time looking to be a leader, because I'm not a leader. I don't intend to be a leader. But what I can be is a cheerleader. There you go. And that's what I think we as a podcast have been able to do. We've been cheerleading everybody here in the community, because again, we don't care what hashtag you use. We care about if you want the content, fight for it. Fight it in the way you want. And don't let anybody push you around telling you, oh, you got to do it this way or that way. No.
Yep.
Fuck you. If somebody says that, no, fuck you. I'm going to do it my way. You do it your way. Because we are going to get to Rome.
Yep.
But there are many ways that we can get to Rome. So that's why I want to end here tonight, guys. It doesn't matter what hashtag. What matters is we keep the fire going. And David Ayer, like I said, he throwed us a lot of fucking gasoline to that fire.
Yeah.
And we made our point get across. We out-trended Creature Commandos. We shoved a truck into WBD's
face.
Behind. Well, yeah, you're right. Actually, in their
literally
face.
In their face, yeah.
In their face. And mind you, and I'm sure some WBD shills or guys listen, we don't want to go to this route. You guys are forcing us to go this way. We've been asking and been telling you for years. Okay, not just you, but the previous owners. Just give us the fucking content that we're asking for, and we will pay for it. And if we have to pay a premium, we'll pay for it. Like, what more do we have to do to get the point across? Drop the ego, drop the politics, drop the religion, drop everything, and your DCU, which I get it, it deserves a chance. We might not agree with the decisions that the current CEO is doing, but we would give it a chance. Ball's in your court, basically.
Mm-hmm.
This is only going to get much, much worse because we either get the content or DC as a brand is done. And I don't want DC to die, but I'd rather it die than to get even more rotten than what it is right now.
Yeah.
Maybe not everybody agrees with me with that point, but that's how I feel. I'd rather DC to die and be forgotten in time than to accept and have to and have you guys shove me something that I'm not looking for, because I've got enough DC content right here. I got enough right here to share to last me a lifetime. Do I want more content? Of course I do. I want more.
But it's got to be of quality. It has to be of quality. And that's, you take a look at like some of the top selling DC comics, right? Take a look at which comics those are. I'm telling you, it's none of this new shit. It's none of this agenda pushing crap that they've been giving the fans these last few years. It's these absolute editions of stuff like, you know, Absolute Dark Knight, Absolute Batman Year One, you know, Batman by Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale, Scott Snyder's Batman, all of quality. There's a certain quality to all those stories that, as a fan, as somebody who spent hundreds of dollars on just one book, because that's I'm Canadian, okay? So this one book here, okay? Shit. This one book here, okay? This one here is regular about $140 Canadian. Okay? That is not a small ask of your fans. But if we are willing to invest our hard-earned cash into this, what we expect on the big screen is quality content. So that's where I stand with that. So, guys, you know the assignment. Keep hashtagging. Keep the conversation going. And for all you who like James Gunn, listen, if you like James Gunn, that's fine. You can like him. You can support his content. That's totally fine. Okay. But again, just like you want us to respect his content, you guys should respect ours as well. It's a two-way street. And I'll end with this. This pretty much will say where we stand as true, real DC fans and also Snyderverse fans. Good night, people.
This is where we hold them. This is where we fight. This is where they die. And these Shield boys. Remember this day, man. For it will be yours for all time.
Oh.
Oh! All right. Good night. Good night, guys.
Hasta la vista, baby.